given a pretty good. Is there a way to go out any further? All right, that's pretty good. Welcome, everybody. Let's make sure that we've got. I'm going to make sure that we've got some sound. And then we're live on YouTube, live on Facebook. 8 time tonight. Let's get the microphones for YouTube. Over there. Over here. All right. I'm mic'd up. There we go. Let's make sure this is working on YouTube. There we go. YouTube. Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Oh, I should have a big live thing there. There it is. Hit that. Make sure I have space. Oh, I should have a big live thing there. Yep. There it is. We have sound. I can go over just a little bit so that when I look, all right, everything's going good. Welcome everyone to the podcast. Let us know what you're drinking and where you're from. Make sure you become a member. Super chats will be broadcast on the podcast. There we go. I'm pretty sure the sound's working, right? Let's see. There we go. I'm pretty sure the sound's working, right? All right, sound working. Put this here for monitoring. There we go. It's monitored. I got my ice. That's working. Everything set up. 9 glasses. This is going to be a lot of fun. CT's coming in. Light looks pretty good. Am I that far behind on Facebook? Let's reload Facebook and see what's happening. All right, here we go. Reloading Facebook. Trying to think where I could be going wrong. Oh, that's probably where I'm going wrong. Okay, let's make sure. That's off there. I'm going to turn I can't turn Wi-Fi off of that. Everything's running. Wi-Fi, okay. This needs Wi-Fi. Oh, there we go. CT! How you doing?
Oh, pretty good.
Oh my God. I like the Black Diamond part of it. I'm going with Whiskey Thief for mine.
Okay, yeah.
But
there's so many to choose from.
But I've got the premixes that I don't know how I'm going to do this, but somehow I'm going to come up with what I've got. I think 9 of them. Roxy and I have
9 premix ones.
I've got Knob Creek on the rocks, old fashioned. I've got the Handshake from old fashioned from that is from Heaven Hill. I've got Yellowstone.
Mm-hmm.
I've got that one. Buffalo Trace. Bullet. Liberty Pole. Ironfish, which is an awesome one. This is a double-barreled old-fashioned. It's a salted maple double-barrel old-fashioned, which I tasted is fantastic.
Yeah, that would be good.
And then I've got whiskey. No, not Whiskey Thief, but I've got Watershed.
Oh, okay.
So I'm going to bring in the watershed, but I've got all the glasses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Plus, I've got it to make one. And do you know what? I've got enough ice too.
That would be the thing that I'll challenge myself on is if I have enough ice when it's all said and done.
I got lemon and orange zest. I've got
Yeah, I don't have any orange zest today.
I've got chocolate, cherry, and walnut bitters. I've got Elijah Craig old fashioned mix. Buffalo Trace old fashioned mix. Like their mix. And it's all at the bottom, so I should probably shake this up. That's crazy. Plus, I'm going to make a Wisconsin old fashioned because when I asked Chat GPT about giving me the history of the old fashioned, it actually brought up, it's starting to memorize us. Did you notice that? Like, it brings up stuff that because of what you've asked before, it like goes and does research on like Wisconsin. So, real quick, Whiskey Thief Distilling Company uh, in Frankfurt and Nulu area where their tasting room is. It's a barrel pick all day, every day. So make sure you check it out. Yeah, the one guy.
I'm gonna check it out.
The camera's not blurry, my friend, on Facebook. I mean, on YouTube. It's for some reason my internet connection is a little bit iffy today. I don't know what it is. It's just like I'm looking on Facebook and YouTube, and I shut off all the stuff, and still getting some not you know what I mean. So
Right.
hang in there. It's funny because as that goes, but okay, so that's Whiskey Thief Distilling Company, and then Middle West Spirits in Columbus, Ohio. You got to check them out. Brand new distillery, 72,000 square foot. Plus, they've got their craft distillery still going for tours and tasting, and their service bar restaurants. Check out Middle West Spirits. They have fantastic cast strength on the shelf in 48 states. You can find it. I recommend all three highly. The pumpernickel rye, the wheat whiskey, and their wheated 4-grain Michelone bourbon. So there you go. Oh, and make sure you check out.
I'll be right back. I forgot one thing.
And make sure you check out Alan Bishop on If You Have Ghosts, You Have Everything, and One Piece at a Time Distilling Industry. Yeah, I hope YouTube that this gets better. I do. I hope it gets better. I love it when they quote scripture. I mean, who's just walking around YouTube quoting scripture?
I'm back.
Okay, I gotta see who I'm still like that. Okay, so let me click on that. Kirk said 90 mile per hour for 5 hours.
He made the show. He was driving for 5 hours.
I saw Terry Dant just leave a comment, but I don't know where he left it. Too much shit in there, he said. All right, let's see. I'm having trouble getting this out. The Buffalo Trace. Come on. Yeah, we got 7 minutes before we start. You look like you've got your.
We're gonna get started, and I'm gonna start drinking.
I don't know how this is going to work. I gotta just have a little of everything, but I don't know how I'm just going to have a little of everything. You know what I mean? I suppose if it's pre-mixed,
Right.
pre-mixed, you don't have to fill the glass, right?
If you're a quitter.
The dangerous part of
What?
the old fashioned is one of the most dangerous, I would say, is the Buffalo Trace. This one right here. This is by far the most, in my opinion, that is a dangerous. I'm gonna need the glasses. I'm gonna need the lights to read this stuff. But like for instance, the Bullet Old Fashioned Cocktail. Um, it has
Probably the worst one, too.
with orange bitters. I have you had it?
Oh, yeah, it's no.
Okay, let's see. What
That is definitely my least favorite of the pre-made old fashions. The
37 point.
bullet one.
This is what you expect though. 37.5% alcohol. Okay, on that one. Yeah, that's great. You fill up the glass. That's getting what whatever. And then you go to Buffalo Trace, the Handy and Schiller, and you look at the proof, and it's 84 proof. It's higher than Jack
Yeah,
Daniels. I mean, that's like pouring a bottle of Jack Daniels on ice and just and drinking it. The same level of that. Now, I want to. Okay, we got that. But what about the this one? Have you had the Knob Creek one?
what's it look like? Yeah, I have.
This one is 35% alcohol, so that's a savior butt. And this
That's the
handshake,
same proof as the Yellowstone.
yeah, but the handshake's 85. So we're on different levels of how drunk you really want to get, right?
Right, and it's got sugar.
All of them have sugar. Let's see what
That's
this
what I mean. Yeah, sugar, and alcohol usually uh, makes for a fun time.
cocktail. All right, old fashioned cocktail. This one is that's a rye one from Liberty Pole. I wonder what the iron fish is. 36.5. So we've got like different levels. Oh, now this is a watershed off their original 35.6. So that is why I was killed, that why this old fashioned right here, these two are dangerous. I mean, when you're talking 84 proof and you put it in and it tastes the way it does, I mean this old fashioned, I believe, is barrel aged, right? From the Schiller and the Handy and Schiller ones from Buffalo Trace. I think they're barrel aged.
Yeah, I don't know for sure. I've only had that one maybe once or twice. And honestly, it was because that was at a point in time I was making every single one of them I drank, so I just didn't buy that. But that game has changed a lot in the last year or two.
All of the game, yes, all of the game. I mean, this is something that's just gone crazy. So I'm just, we can
Yeah,
get. I will get ready to get this started. We'll get it rocking and rolling. I have everything what I need, so I'm excited.
yeah, Kirk, right. Everybody hates a quitter, so yeah, we gotta tough it through this stuff. We gotta take one for the Gipper.
He likes the Moonlight Mayhem.
Oh yeah, that's good. I picked up a bottle of the Kentucky only one the other day. That one's really that's for the price point, man. I hope we can get Ohio on board with bringing in an Ohio only release. That would be awesome,
Yeah, for sure. Oh, what is
especially at that
this?
price point for that good of juice for $39, and you can have your own Ohio special bottle. Like, yeah, let's do that.
Yeah, for sure. I think I just figured out what was wrong overall. You gotta have some windows. I had that closed a window. Hopefully that brought us into a better. I mean, I've got everything closed down. I can't, you've got three computers doing things, and I can't get them off the internet completely. Plus two phones. It's like
Yeah,
my bandwidth,
it's
man.
a good thing you're not on dial up.
All
Be
right.
like,
Ah, gosh. All right. I'm seeing Kirk's stuff, but I'm not seeing Terry's. Did you see Terry Dance comment?
there. I don't see Terry on Facebook. Nash was watching. I don't know if he's still there, but um, not seeing Terry. So if he's commenting, I can't see it.
All right. Well, hopefully it's better, or if anybody, it might just be for me that the picture's bad because of my internet, but someone was
My pictures look fine. I don't see any issue with mine.
not on, okay,
I think.
not on the Facebook.
Mm,
Okay. All right.
Yeah, I'm on Facebook and it's clean.
All right, welcome everybody. We're going to get started, and I am going to hit the start record. There'll be a brief time where we're quiet, and then we will roll into our theme song. And after that, we will start this podcast. Here we go.
Drinking bourbon, sipping on some scotch. We get a little wild, but it's sure fun to watch. We love what we do, we're drinking every brew. And we talk some honesty, but we're telling the truth. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys, raising hell and making some noise. Yeah, we're the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. We're here to have fun and we hope you enjoy. We're here to have fun.
All right. Welcome back to another podcast of the Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Tiny here with CT. Welcome, CT.
What's up? What's up?
This podcast has been in the making for a long time. And we've done, I believe one time before, we've done a podcast on does it matter what bourbon you put in your old fashioned, right? And that definitely, when we did it, it made a difference putting a better bourbon into your old fashioned, right? And so this podcast, though, is everything about an old fashioned, right? And CT here is I think you have earned the title the Scotchy Bourbon Boys mixologist, because you've been on and you've made, we've done summer ones, summer drinks, this type of things, but tonight we're going to cover the old fashioned kind of completely, you know? For over 200 years, the old fashioned has remained the gold standard of whiskey cocktails. It's simple, timeless, and proves that sometimes less is more. Originally created long before cocktail menus had dozens of ingredients and fancy garnishes, the old fashioned was simply whiskey, sugar, bitters, and a little bit of water. But today, the old fashioned has evolved. Distilleries, craft cocktails, companies, and bartenders everywhere are offering bottled old fashions, cocktail mixes, and even barrel aged versions that promise a perfect drink without all the work. So tonight, we're asking the question: is the traditional homemade old fashioned still king, or have the pre made and barrel aged versions become good enough to earn a permanent place on your bar? We're going to explore the history, taste several examples, and decide whether convenience can truly compete with craftsmanship. So, everybody grab a glass. Hopefully, you have an old fashioned in your glass tonight. But, CT, I mean, what's your opinion? What is your opinion, honestly, of this? Because you have like kind of we've had them everywhere. I mean, we've had an old fashioned at the Pendennis Club, which, as you'll find out later on, is one of the first places ever to, they were part of making the old fashioned what it is. Some people say they invented it, other people say they didn't. But whether or not they didn't, they're just part of the history. But then we've had old fashions pretty much everywhere you can kind of have one that's historic. And then you've made them. So, what's your take on it?
I think that it kind of depends on the situation. Not every opportunity do you have to make your own because you're on the go, or maybe you're just tired and you don't want to sit there and put the thought into it. So the RTDs that have come out have definitely upped their game, because for a long time, really the only RTD that you would see on the shelf was that orange bullet bottle. And uh, no offense to Bullet, don't take it wrong, but that definitely was not a good example of what an old fashioned could be. But it was there. So they were out there. You could buy that. Then you had companies like Buffalo Trace come out with theirs, and it's just gotten better and better. And honestly, today the craft distilleries are probably doing as good as anybody, because they are pushing that envelope a little more, and they're making different syrups and like black walnut bitters. A few years ago, when you would go in and get a old fashioned, it was pretty much Angostura. They were going to use these bitters, which are cinnamon heavy, and they might use a sugar cube, or they might use simple syrup, or they might use maple syrup. Now that game has changed, whether they're using a barrel aged maple syrup, whether they're using agave, whether they're making some kind of special brown sugar simple syrup, or a turbinado, or any of those different ones. The game has changed dramatically, and the craft distillers have jumped on board with that big time. They got away from the traditional, and they've kind of pushed the envelope. So I think it just depends on what you're in the mood for. Um, I have several pre-made old-fashioned bottles. I keep the Penelope ones in my fridge so they're ready to go. I like them a lot. The black walnut one is my favorite. But they're great. They're easy to drink. They're easy to put together. If you have friends over, you can make four cocktails in a matter of 10 seconds instead of 5 minutes. So
Yeah, and, I would say that with the 84 proof, which is the handshake here, which is I've never had it, it's from Heaven Hill, and then also the Buffalo Trace, Handy and Schiller, those 2 are 84 proofs, and that is a straight up, old fashioned, like, hits you in, like, I mean, I think most old fashions in, like, if you order one at a bar, they're not even 84 proof. There's enough where it gets below that, but these are serious. The serious thing. Now, the 36.7 or the 35.6s that are there. Now that's more of that's like a cocktail, right? The old fashioned is more
Yeah.
at 84 proof is more like what they were talking about in the history of the old fashioned. And then the 36 that's just a little bit more watered down. It's more like a drink. Or the old
Right. Yeah.
fashioned.
Something you can drink more. And I mean, probably to a design, they wanted it to be that way so that you would drink more of it. You could drink more of it. Yeah, I think that that's probably why that is the way it is.
Although I have to admit, straight across the board, the lower proofs are $20. I mean, it's for $20 you get 750 milliliters of drinks and whatever. I mean, it definitely is a party in a bottle, right?
Yeah.
Or a
And,
podcast.
and on the pre-made old fashions, hey, stop. Why?
It's okay. The noise canceling will
Uh,
happen.
25 to $30. It's kind of, hey,
That is
good
Luca.
Lord.
Luca.
Yeah, yeah. He hears the other dog, so he. But anyway, $25 to $30, you can buy a lot of them, and then there are brands that have $39 ones. There was a brand I saw one on the shelf in Ohio it was $21, and I can't even remember the name of it. Not willing to give my liver the opportunity to try that one, so I passed on that one. But there's again the game has changed. There's a lot more out there, but there's also a lot more available for home cocktails to be able to make your own. Um, Bitters, when you used to go into the local OHLQ liquor store, and I'm sure every state's different, but you would go in, Laura, and you might find orange, but that was about it. They didn't carry very many bitters. They would carry, the expensive cherries, the Luxardos, but wasn't a lot of opportunity to explore different things. And so tonight, that's one thing we're going to do. We're going to stretch the envelope. At least I am on the craft side. We're gonna do some things that are different, whether it be the type of bitters or the type of alcohol, bourbon that we use, or it. There's so much that can be done with this. Every year, I try different things. I probably try 10 to 20 different old fashions throughout the year. Not from somewhere, my own, like whether I'm mixing it with this or that. And I will tell you, I really enjoy that as much as anything. And I think if people go out and they buy a few bottles of bitters, they start playing around with it, they'll find that they can make some really good cocktails at home and save a lot of money. So,
Cool. Why don't you start putting together your mixed up old fashioned, and I'll give a while you start just getting it and doing the what you're doing, I'll give them a little bit of the history. Just,
all right.
you tell you're going to use the Starlight.
So my thought is, and I'll make this and then I'll let you talk. So because of the summer, Starlight has a peach whiskey. It's 84 proof. This is available through the state of Ohio. It is fantastic. I think that Bashir, one time, he was asking me, he said, "Man, I saw you made something with that. How is it?" And I'm like, "Bashir, if you can find a bottle, buy it. It's really good." And he finally found a bottle, and he sent me a text message, and he's like, "Chris, man, you're not wrong. That was awesome." So this is a great peach flavored whiskey. It makes a great cocktail. It's already kind of sweet, so it works. But that's what I'm using. I'm also going to be using Woodford peach bitters, and because it's going to be, it works great for the agave syrup. So that's what I'm going to be using for my sweetener. I'm going to use peach bitters, peach starlight, and agave, and that's my first one.
I like agave as a simple syrup. They do a good job. There's a lot of different ones out there, and they're all pretty good. All right.
Yes, I agree.
The old fashioned is widely considered the original American cocktail and one is the oldest mixed drinks still enjoyed today. The first known definition of a cocktail appeared on May 13th, 1806, in a New York newspaper called the Balance and Columbian Repository. The editor defined a cocktail as a stimulating liquor composed of spirits of any kind, sugar, water, and bitters. Sound familiar? That's essentially an old fashioned. At the time, whiskey, brandy, rum, and gin could be used, but the formula was the name. Spirits, sugar, water, bitters. During the mid to late 1800s, bartenders began creating more elaborate drinks by adding liqueurs, absinthe, curaçao, multiple bitters, and exotic ingredients. Some customers performed the simple style and would ask for their cocktail made the old fashioned way. That's where the name came from. The Pendennis story, 1880. This, and we just last year on our had lunch there with Walter Zausch, and Walter had to start off when we all got to the Pendennis Club. We had a Pendennis Club old fashioned. One of the most popular origin stories credit the cocktail to this historic Pendennis Club in Louisville, Kentucky. According to the story, a bartender created a drink for Colonel James E. Pepper, a bourbon distiller. Pepper supposedly bought the recipe to New York's famed Waldorf Astoria Hotel. He brought the recipe to the New York's famed hotel, helping spread its popularity. While historians debate whether this is the true original, Louisville proudly embraces the story and helped connect bourbon help cement bourbon's connection to the old fashioned. There we go. All right. So you finished making that one, right?
Yes.
All right.
So this one, because of the peach bitters, because it is a sweeter finish, that's why I started with this one to begin with, just the sweetness of it. This is definitely a good sit on the back porch. You want to have a nice summer drink. This is the one. It is definitely the sweetest of any of these. Maybe not in the pre-mades, but in a crafted cocktail. This is definitely one of the sweeter ones. But the beauty of doing your own is that you can modify the flavor profile by adding more bourbon, adding more of the simple syrup or whatever the sweetener you're using is. But just because like this peach is already pretty sweet, you could still take another bourbon and add a half ounce of 100 proof bourbon or whatever, and it would still mix with this and bring the bourbon flavor up. So you can play around with it. Again, that's the beauty of it. You can kind of tweak it to be your own. But it's a great summer drink.
So I've got all these. Roxy and me have been so it said I think these are the right ones. Are they? No, they're the right ones. All right. So I need the light. All right. She said this one is the Yellowstone cocktail. For those always ready to go, Yellowstone cocktails are ready to serve, made with Yellowstone bourbon and natural ingredients. Taste our heritage and commitment to the outdoors in every sip. Package sustainably, enjoy responsibly. And this is in a serve chilled, and that's all it says as far as how to serve it. Let's see what it's got.
And that's the Yellowstone.
Yeah, that's bit okay. It's Yellowstone, made with Kentucky straight bourbon, whiskey, bitters, and blood orange natural flavoring. All right, so on this one, so what I like to do is I like big ice, but in this one, I'm gonna use half a cube because I've been making. It's funny, the Four Roses ones, either they're half a cube or they're the real deal, and it's making me mad because it's in there wrong.
The
Okay.
the other thing I'll point out on the so while we're on the cocktail subject, so Yellowstone also, and this is actually better than the old fashioned. This is their espresso. So if you have a lady at home who doesn't really want to drink bourbon, but she likes those espresso martinis, this is an espresso cocktail that they made at Yellowstone, and this is fantastic. So of the two, I think I like this one better. The blood orange bitters in this to me are a little overpowering. But $24.99 in the state of Ohio with a $5 instant rebate. They give you $5 off. It's got a little neck tag on it, and they send it to your Venmo, I think, or PayPal, and you get. And so for $19, it's a pretty good, easy to do, obviously pre-made old fashioned. And you're putting an orange on the rim, it's going to really be orange.
No, I'm putting a lemon on the rim. I did some lemon zest because I like the
No.
lemon zest if something's too orange. And this one with the blood orange, but I'm opening it. I didn't shake it. Do you shake them? It doesn't say shake them.
I don't shake them. I just kind of
let it all
get a little bit. Just
it's not like there's soda in it, right? So I did that plus a cherry. I like to put the cherry with the zest, and then okay, just a little bit here. Can't be. Now, do they need to be refrigerated afterwards? I do not believe they do. Do they? Do you refrigerate them?
I keep mine. I keep them in the fridge because when I take them out and pour them over ice, the ice is already. It doesn't, crack the ice immediately. It just keeps it a little more intact longer, if that makes sense.
It's a lot of space in my refrigerator after this one. All right, I'm going to tell you what I've not had the Yellowstone one. So here we go. I do like the blood orange. I do like it. It's well balanced, a nice it's sweet, it's not overly powerful. The lemon's a good thing to try because it makes it a little bit fresher. I give a thumbs up to this one. The Yellowstone, definitely. Now, if it's only 36.30, let's check out what it actually is before I go.
Yeah, that one's 80 or
35.
I just put it
35 proof.
Yeah,
so 70. What?
70.
Oh, it is 70, 35. Yeah, 70 proof. So that's not bad. You wouldn't have to add any more Yellowstone to it. Right?
No, and again, it's not my favorite. I think it leans more towards the bullet with a ton of orange, which I like orange to a point, but in an old fashioned, orange and cinnamon are probably the two things that get overdone for me. Now, there's other people who like others, so.
Okay. So, are you mixing up another one, or are you going to go with the Penelope?
Well, let me get rid of that. Let's do a Penelope. So Penelope actually has a apple cinnamon, the black walnut, and then they have a new blackberry, and they have a peach, I believe. I could be wrong, but I think there's 4. And again, killer bottles. They're really well done. They are 38 alcohol by volume, so they're 76 proof, and they're still in that $25 to $30 range. I like these bottles. When I'm done with them, I refill them with water, tap water, put them in my fridge. I've got nice cold water, and that bottle just looks cool as crap coming out of there and pouring water out of it. So that's those. I don't need to drink them. They're good, but they're definitely better than the Yellowstone version. The black walnut is solid. If you like black walnut bitters and you've had an old fashioned made with it, you will like this. I know I ran into a guy in Columbus who said he buys this 6 bottles at a time. Whenever he sees it, he buys them. And that's like his nightly pour every night as he makes one of those. And it's just easy. So
he does a nightly pour of Penelope old fashioned.
Yeah. He loves that black walnut every night. He's like, every night I have a pour of that, and that's my drink for the night.
Okay. So during Prohibition, quality whiskey became difficult to obtain. Bartenders often added fruit, extra sugar, and soda water to disguise poor quality spirits. Many of the muddled fruit versions that people know today have roots in this era. The Wisconsin Old Fashioned So this one, so so I grew up drinking beer, obviously. Having a little bit, I remember in 1992 having my first ever Jack Daniel's single barrel, not even having any clue what a single barrel was, because I thought it was something like to do with scotch, not, like single malt. This was a single barrel. That's what I thought when I
Right.
bought it. My dad was a Jack Daniel's drinker. I coveted that bottle. Okay. So it was probably one of the first single barrels for Jack Daniels out there, and it was good. But I grew up a beer drinker and Wisconsin old fashions. Now, I left Wisconsin, and I wasn't a huge old fashioned drinker, but I had a couple. My father-in-law would make them. And in 2019, I went down to to Kentucky for the Kentucky Bourbon Festival. Before we even had a podcast, we were just starting out as a group, and I went to Bardstown Bourbon Company and I ordered a bourbon old fashioned. Now, one, I was like, an old fashioned is made with brandy because that's how they made it in Wisconsin. So this bourbon old fashioned comes, and I take a sip of it, and I'm telling you, and I'm going to put this in because this is the they had they advertised it. They had a Buffalo Trace at the time, a Buffalo Trace barrel, and they had made their old fashioned mix. And then they basically they 100%. Now, okay, that's for that old fashioned. Let's get this one in. They 100%. I almost freaked out. I was like, "Holy crap. That is not an old fashioned." That is not I'm like, it was I'm like, "What's in this?" And they're like, "Bitters, bourbon in a Buffalo Trace barrel, and then some uh simple syrup, and then we do a cherry and an orange." And I'm drinking it, I'm going, what the shit. That is like, I had no idea of what that was. That's not what I tasted. So then, like 150 old fashions later, we know this story, went to a Packer game with Randy, and we were at the Kiwani Bowl Pizza and Bowling Alley, and I was like, I ordered the old fashioned in Wisconsin, and he did it, and he muddled the cherry on the bar, used his bowling shoe fingers, and picked the cherry up and put it in there, and then he had the bourbon in there, and he's like, and I'm like expecting him to hand it to me, and then he reaches for the key ingredient that I will do when I make my actual Wisconsin one, but that freaked me out. It was like, I knew it. I knew that what Kentucky had was not an old fashioned. That's the Wisconsin old fashioned. But they say no discussion of old fashioned history is complete without mentioning Wisconsin. After World War II, many Wisconsin taverns began making old fashions with brandy instead of whiskey, but that's fine. Muddled fruit, and I'll go into what the other thing was. And then today, Wisconsin consumes more brandy than any other U.S. state and considers the brandy old fashioned its signature cocktail. Now, I will tell you that in Wisconsin now, a lot of people are now using bourbon. It's not at first, it was like, you don't put bourbon in there. But it's like they're the ones who changed it to brandy, right?
Yeah.
So
Well,
go
I
ahead.
mean, not that brand bad, but I mean, in other areas, tequila is big for an old fashioned. I make a tequila old fashioned quite often, and there's a restaurant down the road, and they make the simple syrup specifically for their tequila old fashioned, and it's fantastic.
I've got the Traverse City. premium cocktail traps cherries, which work out really well. But the syrup in there is always good to put in. So I zested this Buffalo Trace, which is the 84 proof or the 40. What's that? 42% alcohol. And then I just instead of putting the cherry, I just dropped that in and did the nice zesting with the orange. Now,
So you're doing the pre batch from Buffalo Trace.
and that is exactly what it tasted like that day at Bardstown Bourbon Company when they did that Buffalo Trace barrel aged. Now, would you agree that some of the best old fashions that you've ever had, where they mix up a 50, the Whiskey Thief's done it, Watershed's done it, and I know that Bardstown Bourbon Company does it, where they put that whole old fashioned, they make 53 gallons of it and put it in a whiskey barrel for 6 to 8 months. And then you start serving that. And honestly, the flavors do so much cool things. I think that is the way that I really love an old fashioned.
Yeah, I will tell you hands down, and I'll give some credit to a local place here in Columbus. Uh, Prohibition Genty has barrels in his front window that they do a barrel aged old fashioned that is by far the best batched old fashioned in a bar that I've ever had. It is if you're in Columbus near Powell area, go in. He's got they go through so many of those on a weekend. It is insane. They're that good.
Okay.
So yes, when you can take and Watershed did a great thing. Watershed for when they had their bar and restaurant open, and we were there, they had a barrel sitting there, and the you would order a barrel aged old fashioned. They'd walk over, thief it right out of the barrel, pour it right into your glass. I mean, that was a great experience, and it was very good. So you have brands that the cocktail industry, obviously, that's what made vodka and all these other different types of alcohols so popular is they were able to do so many different drinks with them. And I think people have realized with bourbon or whiskey, the old fashioned is a huge market because you can do so much with it. And I'm getting ready to do another one.
All right. Kirk just gave a super chat, and I got to read it. And I don't like this, but AOC could not make an old fashioned to save her bartending career. That was a 2000. That was 2018. I'm just guessing she still doesn't know how to make it. So we're going political. But he paid $5 to do it, so I guess I got to read it. That's kind of how it works.
Oh, you got to read that. That's happening. So, uh,
I wonder what
Anna
AOC.
Marie Gunner said that a smoked with whistle pig maple syrup. So you'll see on my counter here, I have whistle pig maple syrup. I actually have went through several of those, and now it is refilled with my own syrup. So, um, but that is a good syrup. If you're looking for a maple syrup, there is a lot of brands that do that. That's the other thing we really haven't talked about. Like barrel aged maple syrup is big. Um, I'm seeing farms right up there near you, Jeff, and outside of Canton. I usually buy my syrup from him and then I age it myself in my little barrel. The reason why it gives it a nice flavor. Plus, I can refill that barrel with bourbon, and now I've got a bourbon that's flavored with a little bit of maple syrup, and it's a win-win. So, but yeah, Anna Marie, that's a good syrup for sure.
All right. So I'm going to make the one old fashioned that I'm going to basically uh make it. Oh,
Is
now.
that one made with
Which one?
what's yours made with?
Mine is going to be a Wisconsin old fashioned. So the first thing you
Oh
do.
God, it's like shit.
Okay. Uh, that didn't work. All right. The first thing you do is get the cherry in. I think I got one. Yeah, I do have an ability to get the cherry. Okay. Let's use one of these Maker's Mark.
Wait a minute. This
So you got to get the cherry in first, and then you got to muddle it, and that's what I'm doing there.
oh God.
What?
Listen, rule number one of an old fashioned is no muddled fruit. No muddled fruit. That is horrible.
Okay. Anyways, that's the way of the Wisconsin way. You muddle that cherry. I like extra cherry. I'm going to put a little extra sauce in there. Yep, there we go. The Michigan cherry sauce is awesome. These no one else has had them. All right, there we go. Got that in. Then I'm going to make it with. I do have a bar rag here. I should get that out because I spilled water everywhere. All right. So then after you have your cherry muddled, you add your whiskey, which the whiskey tonight is going to be. I am going to make it with not the weeded, with this whiskey thief, uh, and it's 2.5 ounces. So I will put that in. Well, I should drop the. I'm going to drop the ice cube in. Now, what? Now I will tell you, there's certain types of glasses for old fashions for me, and I think you will agree. So I've got the 2.5 ounces of that. Now, put that in. Then it consists of. I do have a simple syrup. Let's just do that. 1 ounce of simple syrup. Put that in.
Adam Fowler, I agree with you. If I wanted pulp in my freaking cocktail, I'd get some pulp orange juice, and no, I don't want that either.
There's the ounce of simple syrup. Now, I love black walnut bitters.
Oh yeah,
And
black walnut is the best bitter across the board.
so I'm gonna hit that with I'm gonna hit that
They
with
smell amazing.
all right, we got that. Now, the what Wisconsin does that most places just don't do.
Soda water.
It's nuts. I just remember tasting this. This is good enough right here. But here we go. We got a little bit of Sprite. Now they have sweet and sour, so you can put either Sprite or like Squirt. So you add that to top off. Now, when he did that at the pizza bowling alley, my brain went. I wasn't crazy when. Well, it was. So there you go. I'll top this off because of my love of cherries. I will add Elijah Craig unmuddled drunk cherry. There you go. That'll do it. Now, that's a Wisconsin. Now, when I taste this, wow. So that is bizarre. The the soda brought out the char smokiness of the whiskey thief. So using the barrel strength, most of the time it's not barrel strength. I think we use broken barrel at that pizza place. So there's the Wisconsin old fashioned in one of my favorite. Like I love with an old fashioned, it's got to have like these glasses are flimsy. Some of these little glasses. I want this. Look, that thick. What do you got? An inch and a half of solid glass down there to keep it. This isn't going to spill if you bump it. And but the weight. Don't you find that the more the glass weighs, the more of a man you feel? You feel more like a.
So I think the company that came up with this glass, which these have a really nice bottom, if you can
Yeah, I
see
got.
it.
Yeah, you're talking like something.
These I picked up these from Indian Creek. I picked them up from High Bank.
Wilderness
And
Trail.
I like these a lot because they are heavy on the bottom and they're not super tall. So a 2 ounce old fashioned fills it up pretty nicely.
Now this crystal. Um, Glenn drink rocks glasses, got some weight, and
Yep.
this one here, this one here weighs like a pound. I mean, that's my favorite. That thickness, big bottom. My sister-in-law gave me one for Christmas and was like the perfect glass. All this,
Right.
so there
All
you
right.
go. We've got actual
Well,
good feed on the on Facebook and YouTube. All right, there we go. You're
so
next,
I'm
Black.
gonna move on because we got more to do. So I'm gonna do another one while you go ahead and drink your muddled fruit Wisconsin
I
disaster.
can't drink these. I'll die.
So I'm gonna take Black Diamond from our good friends here in Ohio. This is gonna be their 103 proof Black Diamond. I am gonna do a little different with this. I'm gonna do toasted almond bitters, and I'm actually gonna use some Indian Creek Vanilla #3 bitters. So we're gonna take those two. We are gonna use some of my homemade maple syrup barrel aged, and in case you guys didn't know, if you want some good cherries and you don't want to spend a lot, go to Trader Joe's. These amaretto cherries are fantastic. They taste just like the Luxardo ones, and they are less than half the price. So, no offense to Luxardo because they are good. This stuff is amazing, and usually I just use the syrup more than I use the actual cherry. So that's what I'm gonna make, and I'll let you continue talking.
All right. So the modern era. Today, the old fashioned. Well, okay. So there was a cocktail revival, and that was by the 1990s and early 2000s. Craft cocktail bars began returning to classic recipes. Bartenders rediscovered rye whiskey, high proof bourbons, traditional bitters, orange peel garnishes. The revival helped and zests, orange zest, lemon zest. I love zest over peel. The revival helped restore the old fashioned to its original form. Now, in the modern era, today the old fashioned is one of the world's most ordered cocktails, a staple at whiskey bars, available in bottled, ready to mix versions, as we're doing tonight, and frequently barrel aged by bars and distilleries. There you go, the barrel aged thing. Despite all the variations, the core concept remains unchanged from 1806. Spirits, sugar, bitters, water. More than 220 years later, that's still the foundation of the cocktail world. And I will tell you, look at that. Nice. Nice. So, how's that one?
Hey, if I had my own bar, I wouldn't have any. Let's put it that way. That 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 is fantastic. And the toasted the toasted bitters, that toasted almond with that vanilla. Oh my god, they work with that bourbon. This is really good.
So, I like big ice, but I think sometimes just if you just have regular ice, it can work too. And so the next one that I'm gonna do, and I won't do handshake. I'm gonna go for so the Liberty pole right here is made with rye, and that's one of the things that some old fashions rye whiskey does come out and stand out in an old fashioned. It's one of the places that if you talk to Booker or you talk to Jimmy Russell, that's where rye whiskey where they liked it. It's like they liked it in
Yeah,
a cocktail because it would hold up where bourbon sometimes wouldn't quite hold up. Now this one, I'm trying to come on. This one is corked. So you got Liberty Pole cork in there, old fashioned. So I've got that. I'm going to try, since it's rye, I'm going to do a little lemon zest. That is always an option for me because orange sometimes is too much for me. and I have to be in the mood for that orange flavor. Don't you agree?
Yeah, that's you'll notice like I don't add orange to many of my homemade ones. I have orange bitters, I have two different kinds. And I'll on occasion like it, but I like the flavors that the black walnut gives.
All right, this Liberty Pole, which Liberty Pole is in Pennsylvania, south of Pittsburgh, about 20 minutes. This is, let's see. This one is 80 proof, and it is made with, it's with PA straight rye whiskey, natural flavors, and bitters. Let's see if they get into, this bottle contains, no, okay. During the Whiskey Rebellion, whiskey rebels were known to mix fruits and sugars with their whiskeys. The This eventually led to what we know as the old-fashioned cocktail due to people requesting their whiskey the old-fashioned way. All right, so they didn't give us any details on what it's in it. I've got that. I got to give it its due. Get a cherry in there. You know, it's always good to get right. What old-fashioned
Yeah.
doesn't have a cherry? I don't think any. Do you?
No, I mean, so you're gonna see my last cocktail of the night will not have a cherry in it, and there's a reason. But yes, I usually like a cherry in one, and not a god blessed freaking cherry that goes on a Sunday. Please, if you are making old fashions anywhere in the country
Now
and you're
stop.
using a damn cherry that goes on the top of a Sunday, quit doing it and get good cherries.
And well, all I can tell you is from a Sunday maraschino cherry lover. I could eat a whole. I buy those MFers at Sam's Club in these giant containers. Okay, so I love it. So I understand why you say Luxardo is good, and there's all these cocktail cherries. These Michigan cherries are fantastic. But you know what? If it's Friday afternoon and I just want one of these and I pour it in and that's what's there, I'm taking it. There you go. That's all I'm gonna say. So let's the Liberty poll. I'm intrigued. Here we go.
So on the note of the cherries, the other thing that as you're digesting that, is that
Hot stuff.
maraschino cherries don't bring any flavor in their syrup, and the syrup from the amaretto or luxardos is what really helps the cocktail. So
Well, also
that
the
is the
alcohol.
reason the cherry is better is because of the juice that it brings.
Now, speaking of amaretto, so initially when we were making mixed drinks for the Scotchy Bourbon Boys way back when it was Young Nose and Xavier and everybody, I came up with my own drink. And it was I called it, yes, that is the one liqueur
Yes.
that mixes with bourbon in a way
Yes.
that no other liqueur mixes with any other
Yeah.
spirit. And so
Yes.
I called it the Kentucky Mueller. It basically was an old fashioned with walnut bitters, and it had agave um, simple syrup, but it had an ounce of amaretto. And then I used a teaspoon of cherry juice from whatever cherries are you using. There's got to be that. And I would mix it up in a shaker and put it in. I called it the Kentucky Mueller. I have it written down still. It's one of my favorite. I mean, amaretto mixed with bourbon. That's you're getting out of. You're not when you put the amaretto in. No longer are you at an old fashioned because you've
Right.
introduced another alcohol, but you're in spirits heaven. You know what I mean,
Well, a
right?
lot of people, uh, I've been at bars that will use Di Serono as a sweetener. They'll cut their sweetener in half, and so they'll use half simple syrup and half Di Serono because that cherry flavor is so good and it works with the cocktail. So Absolutely.
All I gotta say about Liberty Pole is this is an old fashioned made with a craft pot still. I can taste that pot still, the grain
Yeah.
aspect that happens with the rye, and it is a unique flavor. It does not taste anything like an old fashioned that you're dealing with a Kentucky bourbon. So
Yeah.
that's where you're at, man.
Great.
I could after this podcast, I could go upstairs like gone and maybe skip work on a Friday. That's so
Well, you know, teach their own.
well, this is
So,
it's a business expense, right?
so which one are you? What's your next one, and then I'll do mine, and we'll.
So okay, so why don't you talked about the maple syrup? So I've got this iron fish, and I will put this in my Martin. If you look at this is what I got for Christmas from Martin. It's Martin and Tiny, and it's We're Brothers glass. I'm gonna put
So yeah, so
and I'll
with
drop
the maple syrup stuff, so you do that. I'll talk about maple syrup.
yeah, and you talk about how to make it because I'm gonna just pour this in, and you tell me what I should be putting in it afterwards, but to enhance this one. What I think if I had
Well,
some,
I don't.
do you got any candy bacon? Because that probably was what you. Right.
Okay. You're about ready to find out. We'll save that for later.
Okay.
But no, I think the thing that maple syrup has become big, and that people have found that maple syrup barrel aged really enhances the cocktail. So like companies like Whistle Pig, Penelope, I mean, you name it. You can go to any gift shop in Kentucky of a distillery, and they have some kind of maple syrup. Some of that is from Seldom Seen because they bottle it for a lot of these brands, including Penelope. This is a Seldom Seen maple syrup, barrel aged. So if you see that, it's on the back of the label. It's pretty evident. Then you've got craft brands like Stillhouse Maple Syrup from Indian Creek. They're using maple syrup from a local place there near New Carlisle, and the list goes on and on. I personally like to take my little barrel that I've had bourbon in. Once I pulled the bourbon back out of it, I like to fill it with the maple syrup, and I let it age. Now, if you buy maple syrup from this, is what it comes in. So I buy two of these, and I fill my barrel with that. Let it age for about 6 months. I've got one in there right now that's been in there for at least 8 months, and then I take it out, and that's what I use for cocktails for the next however long. And it's kind of a fun project because then you get to take that and put bourbon back in, like I said earlier. So you get to do some fun things with it. But maple syrup has become a huge part of the old fashioned game. That's for sure.
Yeah, considering this this old fashioned here from Ironfish is double barreled old salted maple double barreled old fashioned. So it was barreled and then put into a maple. The old fashioned was first put into a bourbon barrel and then put into a maple barrel, maple syrup barrel. So you got both of them
Yeah.
going. And I chose to do the premium Traverse City cocktail cherries and a little bit of the juice because that's like added to the maple double barreled. And once again, this is a craft distillery with a one of those pot column still Frankenstein, uh,
Right.
stills, right? And
Yeah.
with the bacon, you pick up the craft flavor, and that's unique. It's you have to admit when you're doing a craft distilleries premix or their whiskey, it's so much different than except if you're in Kentucky. Because if you're in Kentucky, the craft distilleries, they're aging and doing everything that the big people are doing, and if they get some uh age on them, that barrel pretty much influences their whiskey, similar to what's happening with the big guys. Whereas in Michigan or Pennsylvania, these are colder climates. They have some heat and everything, and I think Ohio is realistically mimicking, Kentucky of the 1920s, 30s, with how it's heating up, and eventually Kentucky's going to be Florida. There's going to be palm trees and stuff there, and we're going to be the ones that are going to be aging the good whiskey.
Well, there's good whiskey being done, I think, truly all over the place. So, so of your rating, how did you think that one stacked up to the other ones you drank so far?
For some reason, this one out of all of them has, now I should look, but I believe it's a higher. It's got the high. Let's see what it is. It's 73 proof. And this one, out of all of them, tastes, because of the barrel aging, it tastes one. There's a flavor, like it, all the ingredient there, like a lot of times when you do old fashions, the ingredients are separate, and the alcohol and the flavor kind of separates itself, you know what I mean? The orange or the bitters or
Yeah.
whatever. This is all, when you drink it, it's a one experience. It's all blended together. So
Mm.
the flavor is kind of like, I don't want to use this word, but it's smoother, like,
Yeah, it's just
or
kind of
easy,
balanced.
or easy. So it's kind of like, it reminds me of pudding. Vanilla pudding. When you have vanilla pudding, all of it mixes together at once. You know what I mean? It's one experience, and that's what this is, because it was in the barrel. It was aged. This was in the barrel twice.
All right. Well, we're moving on to
Yep.
a very unique cocktail. So, for pre-made old fashions, which we've covered several already. I mean, my God.
So we got Yellowstone. Yep. I got to get these out of the
Yeah,
way.
we covered a lot, and we're not going to get through them all, but we'll go through one that is kind of unique. So, in Columbus, you have High Bank Distillery, who has actually two old fashions. They have a bottled old fashioned that you can buy, like the ones that Tiny has there, and they're ready to go. Pour them, drink them, what we would call an RTD. But even as good as that one is, because it just won platinum on the Ascot Award for their pre-batched RTD old fashioned, which that's pretty damn good, I would think. But I like this one, which is their pre-made 20 serving simple syrup old fashioned. So what's nice about this, you can take this, pour half an ounce of this into whatever bourbon you want. So if you're having you want to have a couple of them and you want to pour an 80 proof bourbon, you can do an 80 proof bourbon. Tonight, I'm not doing 80 proof. We just did a podcast at Whiskey War, and we drank batch 127. You remember that, Jeff?
I do.
Barrel proof 127. It was delicious. It is 117.56 proof. That is what I'm going to make this old fashioned with. So, again, it calls for a quarter to a half ounce. I'm probably going to use right at the quarter on this one. But I like this for the fact that you can dial in, just like somebody who wants it a little sweeter, they can add a little more. Somebody who doesn't, they can add a little less. It's already ready to go. And then you mix whatever bourbon you want to mix in with it. And again,
I like that.
I'm going for 2 ounces, Whiskey War barrel proof.
Yep, they do have those. I have the Elijah Craig version of that right here.
And that's another one that you can keep in the fridge, and it just stays nice and cool, and then you just mix it in.
Oh, and it is between the cherries and that, it's a light up. It's a very, very good mixture. Now, to stay in Ohio, I have the Andemic. Oh gosh! Now all of a sudden, really, you're going to do that to me? Aaron Harris era old fashioned mix, right there. What?
I talked to Aaron today.
How's he doing?
He's doing good.
Is he still doing his consulting?
Yes. Well, he's not doing consulting, I guess. He's actually doing a little bit of bourbon stuff, but he's actually doing some other things completely different from bourbon.
Yeah, I heard.
Doing a little bit of both.
Sometimes the people have to go and do what they got to do because they have families. That's for sure.
Yeah. And again, that is a really good mixture. That makes a nice old fashioned.
So,
and the barrel proof, oh my God, it's like way different. There's so much more bourbon flavor in that than the other ones.
So this watershed one has an aspect to it that I've always loved. That's one thing I've always thought. Did a lemon zest. There's just the right amount of cinnamon, but there's a aspect of the bourbon that with the sweetness and the bitterness of the bourbon that mix together perfectly on that watershed one. I always like that one.
Yeah, they do, and they sell. I think that Ryan told me that they sell more of that than anything. That is their number one SKU, is that pre-batch old fashioned. So, and again, just kind of tells you the whole way that the market is. I mean, RTDs are huge. That's what this is about.
Yeah. So now I've got the hand. Have you ever had the Heaven Hill one yet?
I don't think I've had handshake before. No.
Look at the darkness of that baby. Look how dark that one is. That's the darkest of them all. And this one, I believe, is 84 proof also. Ready to go. And I'm going to do it because let's drop. Now I'm going to use the Crystal Glen rocks glass. So you got to use rocks. You can't use the big one because but I'm going to hit this with, I have no idea. I'm going to hit it with orange zest because you should do that when you don't know what it's going to taste like, right? I mean, the blood orange worked really good with the lemon. You know what I mean? With the limestone branch, I would highly recommend anybody doing the limestone branch one. You do the lemon zest, and we'll do an Elijah Craig cherry because we don't need all the syrup. Elijah Craig cherries are getting my favorite. I mean, I love Lexardos. I love drunken cherries. I mean, my favorite thing of a old fashioned is I love the cherries. So if you give me 2 cherries, you've almost won. Right? So here we go. Put that over.
While you're pouring that, I'm going to give a little plug to our friend Wendy at Archer, Elon. So Wendy came up with, if you're a smoker for your old fashioned, these are something you can get from Middle West Spirits. It's a barrel staged smoker. So inside they put a stainless steel trap in there. You put your wood, and then it's corked with an Archer Elon logo. But the barrel staves are from the barrels that made up her bottles. So it is a really cool little smoker. It sits right on top of the glass. If you're looking for something kind of cool, they're not expensive. They come with the different wood. But if you're looking for a smoker kit that's kind of cool, it's not industrial. It looks like an actual part of the barrel because it is. That's a good way to go.
That is peppery. That is interesting.
Interesting.
Yeah, I've not had a peppery old fashioned ever. There's some pepper
Yeah.
happening there. I would say I don't mind it. I mean, I'm just having sips of this. So just anybody who understood it's crazy. Wouldn't you say that when you're doing we're just sipping these old fashions, right?
Right.
And I mean sipping them like little tiny sips, and I'm catching the sugar aspect, honestly, of an old fashioned will knock you on your ass. There's no
Yeah,
doubt. You have to respect the old fashioned. I mean, this is why.
whenever
Go ahead.
yeah, whenever I do them for an event or for a party, I'm always very quick to tell somebody, like, listen, two of these is plenty. Once you go past two, you're probably if you drink 2 2-ounce old fashions, and you're probably in a pretty good space. More than that, that's a bad day,
And people don't
or
realize
maybe a good day.
the delivery system of the sugar into your bloodstream is different than when you're just sipping bourbon. There's a little bit of sugar from
Yes,
minuscule amounts of sugar based off of the caramelized sugar that's in the barrel. When you think about how much caramelized sugar and wood sugars there are for 53 gallons of whiskey, and then how much of it gets evaporated out with the whiskey, when it to the angel share, there's not that much sugar in bourbon, but it gives you hints of it. But once you introduce simple syrup, soda, cherries, cherry juice, the whole thing, that's a different story. So, one of the cool things,
yep,
so an old fashioned is, in my opinion, three things. It's the glass, it's what's in the glass, which is, the bourbon and how you mix it up. But last but not least, it's the ice. And how you do your
yeah,
ice is always cool, but this one right here is the Four Roses ice cube that you produce, and it's the rose. And that is for me, I have like 5 or 6 of these in my freezer at all times. I emptied them all into. Now it's funny because sometimes it leaks and you only get the half little ball there, but still that works as ice for an old fashioned. But when it does work and you get the rose, I think it's the number one ice cube for an old fashioned there is. Now I don't have Four Roses to go in it. I don't know if Four Roses makes a pre-made cocktail. Does it? I don't think it does, actually. I've never seen it. Have you? But I'm going to do the Knob Creek into that. And a shout out to Sandy No and Freddie. There's
um,
a lot of stuff
I'm
happening.
gonna I'm gonna answer couple of Facebook things while you do that.
Okay.
Hey, Kirk said that most old fashions are too sweet for his palate. And yes, I would agree that it is definitely a sweet drink. So for me, I am a uber sweet person. So I like chocolates, I like sweetness. But for you, I would say the thing you can do to help is cut back the amount of simple syrup. So just use simple syrup or a brown sugar simple syrup, and just cut it back in half. Add black walnut bitters, add maybe some chocolate bitters, and then use either a rye or more of a barrel strength bourbon. And you will probably find that that fits your palate a little better because it will take over the sweetness and not the sweetness take over the bourbon.
And then also the cherries. Now, I will say, out of if he doesn't like a sweet old fashioned, out of everything I've sampled so far, the handshake right there, that would be for you, Kirk, right there. If you can pick up that, if that's out there, or you're at the distillery and you pick that up, That definitely is the one. Now, this is the Knob Creek one that I picked up. It's called On the Rocks. I put it on the really cool,
Yep.
and I added a cherry to it. I didn't add anything else because I want to know what it tastes like. This one is 72, I think.
That one
Something.
was more.
Let's see.
Yeah, and this one for me, the Knob
70.
Creek was probably the more cinnamon orange forward. Yeah,
And that's
but
why
the cinnamon comes out in this one.
that's
strong.
why I hit it with the lemon zest. You know, out of all of them, I honestly, that's straight up just that's a Jim Beam old fashioned. They nailed it. I mean, it has there's a little bit of the peanut that you pick up from Beam and Knob Creek, and you know what I mean? That is the most bourbon forward old fashioned that I've had yet. I did it with the lemon,
Mhm.
which the lemon must have neutralized the cinnamon. So all that's left for me, I don't know what's left for you, but all that's left for me is the one that I just saved the best for last.
What one you got left?
Look, you looking at me? Look which one it is.
Oh, throw that damn bottle below. Don't even.
Whatever. They deserve the respect. It's still on. Obviously, people buy it. Let's give our honest
You know
opinion.
why they buy it? Because they see it. They see it. It's been around, but it's not good.
Do people?
Go ahead, try it for yourself.
I don't
Figure
have
it
a.
out.
I went and bought it today because I wanted to know. Bullet. I mean,
Oh my God! You just fed the beast.
I'm going to always feed the beast. Look at. Okay, so.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, I'm gonna make. You pour that. Let's get your, and then I'll finish with my last one.
Okay, I'll hit this with. I think I got one of the.
Because
There we go. I'll try and help it by using some Michigan cherry juice.
oh no, I don't want you to alter it at all. Drink it the way it comes out of that stupid orange bottle.
Okay, but 2 cherries are going in.
Oh, see, you're changing it. I want you to try it the way they build it.
But you gotta give it the zest.
No,
What? No. I've given
yeah.
every single one the benefit of the doubt and added the little bit of old fashioned fun that you can add to it. Right? There you go. Some zest.
All right.
Here it comes with its little black cork. That's a lot, man. All right. The cherries didn't get in, but I'll get them in.
It's taking a long time for a pre-made old fashioned.
Oh my God. Here we go. It's okay. You know what? I think they've.
Yeah, it tastes like cherries because you added the cherries to it.
No, it tastes. There's a red hot cinnamon flavor to it. All right. I have to stand up because
That bottle tastes like every bad bar old fashioned I've ever had.
every bad bar. Oh my God, that is fun. All right, there we go.
It is. It's like it. You go to a BW3s or somewhere and you get an old fashioned because you're just dumb enough to think that it's going to be different than what you expect. and they bring it over to you, and the cherry is mashed up, the orange is looks like it just went through a blender, and then you drink it and it tastes like shit. And every time I'm like, did they just pour the bullet orange bottle over this? Because that's what it tastes like.
Well, can I ask you a question? What's so wrong
Yeah.
with the bowling alley old fashioned? Okay, so I'll even take it one step forward. I'll add the Sprite and we'll make it into a Wisconsin old fashioned.
Oh, gee.
Here we go.
Oh, God.
Hey, that solved everything. That that's messed up how good that is now. So if you're gonna do a bullet old fashioned, make sure you convert it into a Wisconsin old fashioned, and you'll be good. You actually do you have a
Or
bottle?
maybe just
Do you have a bottle of that? Do you have this?
of what?
This?
That orange bottle?
Yeah. Do you actually have it somewhere?
I would never spend my money on that bottle. Let's
You
put it that way.
said you tried it, so you spent your money on it. It's
Oh,
not. It's not
no, no,
like
no, no.
not
I've
like
tried it many a times because people I know are naive and they buy it because they see it and they think, oh, it's going to be good. And then they're like, it's not that good. And then I make them an old fashioned and they're like, well, that doesn't taste any of this. This is way better. And I'm like, because that is crap. Sorry, Bullet.
that's so.
It's just not me.
No, don't be sorry to Bullet. Everybody buy the Bullet old fashioned and turn it into a Wisconsin old fashioned by adding some Sprite, and you're golden. Wait,
All right.
you're
We all
you're
did the
orange.
best one of the night.
You're orange.
Are you ready for the best? Are
Yeah,
you
I'm
ready?
ready.
Are you
Considering I
ready
got
for the
9
best
old
one?
fashions in front of me.
Okay. Best one of the night. Are you ready?
I know what Cooper's Craft is. That is a Heaven Hill product.
Okay. So Cooper's Craft, ironically, I just used for this particular event. This is one of my
36.99.
favorite. It's going to
Right?
be made with
Candied bacon.
not candy,
Just
but it's
bacon.
bacon. So we are going to make the best old fashioned, I think, that is out there as far as unique, something you can't get anywhere. This is a bacon fat washed old fashioned. So this takes time. This takes a little effort. You have to take thick cut bacon, you fry it, you use the fat, the grease, you emulsify it in the bourbon, which in this case I use Cooper's Craft because my son's graduation party is Saturday. Guess what I'm serving?
Coopers.
Not to the kids, to the adults.
Your son's almost
Coopers.
your son's almost an adult. I mean, technically he's 18,
Yeah.
right? He's 18. So he's an adult from the 80s. But he's not a 2026 adult yet.
So by putting the bacon fat in it, emulsifying it, and then pulling it out, you really killer bacon fat washed old fashioned. So that's what we're doing. So what we're doing, 2 ounces of the bourbon with bacon fat. We're going to do 2 to 3 dashes of black walnut bitters, and we're going to do 1 to 2 drops, depending on your liking, of chocolate bitters. I'm going to do 2, and then we are going to add half an ounce of our barrel aged maple syrup. That is going to go in there. And we are going to stir this dude up, and then it's going to get served over this nice, pretty rock with the bacon that we actually cooked to get the grease to make the bacon fat wash. And this is so last year, you remember I had to leave Saturday at the Kentucky Bourbon Festival to go to an event. And this was what one of the things we did at that event is we make these, and it's a charity event. I went through 7 bottles of Buffalo Trace bacon fat wash in a matter of an hour. It is so good. Oh, good Lord. Kurt, if you don't want sweet, you want savory, that's your drink. Bacon fat wash old fashioned, that thing is amazing. Mm. And when you're done, you can eat the bacon. Oh my God. The bacon. Do you have bacon on any of that crap from Wisconsin?
They're the only place Wisconsin's putting bacon is their Bloody Marys. They do those Bloody Marys with pickles and bacon, and you ever see those with the sub sandwich on top? They go nuts.
This this is a hit. This thing, no wonder it goes so well. So bacon fat wash, man, it hits.
I agree. But does a bacon fat washed old fashioned change it from being an old fashioned? I mean,
You're still using bourbon, bitters, and a sweetener.
all right. So here's some fun facts for everybody. The old fashioned predates the Civil War. It is often called America's first cocktail. Bourbon and rye are now the most common base spirits, but if you're in Wisconsin, it's brandy. Um, so Don Draper from the TV show Mad Men helped spark a huge resurgence in the old fashioned popularity. So was Don Draper um John Hamm? Was that the character? So many bar
Didn't watch that show.
I tried. It was just too effed up for me. I'm watching Your Friends and Neighbors. That's a phenomenal show. If anybody has Apple TV, it's well worth watching. Many bartenders judge a bar by how well it makes an old fashioned, and then if the original cocktail from 1806 is basically an old fashioned, does that make every modern cocktail a descendant of the old fashioned? I mean, if it,
No.
no, I mean, if you're using vodka,
I mean,
the vodka's like vodka is not. You know what I mean? That's not it. And tequila.
no. I mean, in my opinion, no, because bitters are what make a old fashioned what it is compared to any other cocktail. Is that the use of bitters, and you don't have that in vodka. Vodka is not using bitters.
All right, real quick, I'm going to tell you which one I like the best. This is
All right.
not going to have any um biased. It's interesting.
Interesting.
Wow. In ice now.
God, that's good.
That's cinnamon. That's right there. Interesting. All
I
right.
agree, Kurt. That's a great show to watch.
It's easy. This one right here.
You like the Knob Creek one a lot when you drank them.
I do. I'm not saying that's not, but the one that stood out after sitting in ice for the whole time, that's the one. And here it is. It's the Buffalo Trace. The Buffalo Trace, Handy and Schiller.
Oh yeah.
That one holds up the best. Second place is easy. That was the Liberty Pole. Third place was the Ironfish, and then fourth place was the Knob Creek. There you go. But I will say, if you're looking for a premix, that's it. I mixed up this one, and this was good. But I did put the soda in. Oh,
I will say unaltered in any way, just the way it comes out of the bottle. The Penelope Black Walnut is heads and tails above most of them. The apple cinnamon is good, but they definitely are way above the Yellowstone as far as a for me. And again, everybody likes different, and some people are going to like that orange bottle that you have. And I don't know what to say about that, but they will.
all right. So based off all these, is there one I don't like that I wouldn't drink? No. I added some stuff. So every single one, in my opinion, if you buy it, one I will say there's a couple things if you're buying pre-made old fashions that you should have in your arsenal, right? One, maple syrup. Maple syrup is a fantastic simple syrup, correct? Wouldn't you agree, CT? Maple syrup can act as a simple
Yeah.
syrup. Two, you need
Especially barrel aged maple syrup,
if
not
you
just maple, barrel aged.
tipple is it Tippelman's? Tippelman's burnt brown sugar is, I mean, if I'm making, I'm gonna say, it is used in the Dr. Pepper old fashioned. Is that it right there?
No, you know what this is?
It looks
Guinness and brown
no,
sugar.
that looks like it's Guinness, but that looks like it's an what's it's the best, it's one of the best bourbon syrups was made by Luca Mariano. Is that in a Luca Mariano bottle?
That's the bottle.
That's what I
Yeah,
recognize, the Luca Mariano.
that was back.
And they made some damn good.
Right.
Didn't they? That
so
maple, that bourbon
they
maple,
did.
yeah, that was unbelievable.
They did a very good job. Remember at KDF like 3 years ago, I bought this, and then when I ran out, I've been using it for all these other things. But now it has a Guinness simple syrup in it, and that is freaking good. It makes a good cocktail.
Matt's like Eagle Rare maple syrup is on point. Where the hell are you getting Eagle Rare maple syrup? No, that was made by CT.
Oh, hey,
CT. You,
right there.
yeah, you
Right
made
there,
that.
baby.
CT made that, bro. That's
Yeah.
not real. It was on point, but it's not
Dude,
like anybody
that
can
stuff.
get that.
Oh, look,
No, Kirk, it's not a
look
thing.
at that.
Do you have any more left? Because Kirk needs
Yes.
one. Kirk needs one.
I think I have 4 or 5 of them left.
All right. So I think we did it. I think we've come up with it. I know everybody wants to jump on real quick while it's like I can't stay long because
Hey,
I won't be able to stay long.
hey, hey, Matt, this is what happens when you leave blue raspberry Sour Patch Kids in vodka for 3 years.
Oh my god. My wife uses the vodka to make vanilla. Anyways, all right,
Yeah,
guys.
I'm gonna get that. Go ahead.
I was gonna finish up, but you should finish. You finish up with your summary, and then I'll finish up with my summary. We will get it to the people. Send out the invitation to people on Facebook.
I, I will just say this: that enjoy the craft side of making an old fashioned. I have done so many different ones made with a marshmallow toasted rim and espresso finish. I've done a lot, and I would have never figured out the maple bacon one that I'm drinking now if I hadn't played around with it. So if if you get some of these ingredients, just try it. You'll find that you hit your palate, and it may be something totally different, like the peach or like a blackberry or whatever, or it may be more maple forward. But go out, buy some of these things, and try it and see what you like.
I agree. Old fashions are amazing. I think we need to have so July 25th at Mother Stewart's is a whiskey festival happening with
Yeah.
CT. But I'm going to tell you that we need to have a CT cocktail experience that we do. The I mean, we have no
You
problem
want?
selling out the bus tour. I don't think we I think if we did a cocktail experience with CT, I think that would be a thing that we could set up, and I think it would be something that a lot of people would want to know because your passion is right up there with the passions of all the bartenders that are working as bartenders. And honestly, deep down that you would if bartending would pay anything close to what you're doing now, you'd be bartending. But it doesn't bartending's not going to pay like what, I get it. But you fulfill
Yeah.
that desire all the time through charity events, through different things. But I think that we need to do a CT Scotchy Bourbon Boys class where people come and learn, and then you come up with the cocktail for the class and they can leave. I mean, because somebody who wants to do mixology, you definitely are the person to teach them because your passion
Well, I
for
may not
flavor.
be the person, but I take it. But you are right, and I appreciate that. It's mine is from a different perspective than most people because most people get into it, they learn it. I definitely did not do it for that reason. I did it because I enjoyed it and I wanted to come up with something that was different. I will say this: July 25th, and you made a plug for it there. We are going to be hosting a bourbon and cigar night at Mother Stewart's Brewery in Springfield. Tickets have not gone on sale yet. I have actually been working on a lot of this, so it's going to be 10 Ohio distilleries. Uh, Matt knows about it. We we have 10 Ohio distilleries coming. They're going to be sampling. We have cigars, but if we sell out, and you'll see the post coming up soon, I will make the bacon fat washed old fashioned, and we will have it there at the event.
And we should do a Kentucky mule or a Mueller mule
But
or
you can do a
a
mule or
tiny
mule
mule.
because I'm not a muler.
No, but if we do a tiny
A
mule,
tiny mule,
yeah, that involves amaretto like you showed. We could have that.
Walker. I appreciate the fact you won't make me eat more tomatoes. By the way,
Yeah, I haven't you noticed I've not mentioned tomatoes. I think you've already let us know that I can't sit there and go, just try it. You never know. No, we all know. We saw it.
Hey, what what's funny is so Sandy posted a thing, and I think you posted the same one about like leave one word that describes our friendship, how we know each other. So Sandy had posted that. I literally put tomatoes.
I did it too. She's like,
She responded back. She's like, "Oh, that is perfect."
yeah, that's definitely that's the one there. All right, everybody, www.scotchybourbonboys.com for all things Scotchy Bourbon Boys. Check it out, Glen Cairns t-shirts, and contact us. We have updated the website a little bit, but we're gonna do the finalizing real soon. Also, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and X, along with Apple, iHeart, Spotify. Whether you listen to us or watch us, make sure you leave good feedback, become members, do super chats on the podcast, and everything to support us. Every single cent that we get goes right back into this. And remember, good bourbon equals good times and good friends. Thanks, CT, for joining us tonight. Your mixology is respected. And I will say, I'm not worthy. And remember, don't drink and drive.
Shut up.
Don't drink and drive. Make sure and live your life uncut and unfiltered. And AI is going to take us out tonight. Here we go.
Wake up, sunrise and boots on the floor, working hard all day till you can't no more.
That's tonight.
Life rolls on, but the choice is yours. How you play it out when you walk through that door. One bottle, one drink, one pour.
That's a lot more than one drink.
Scotchy Bourbon Boys got in store. Tuesdays, Thursdays, come pull the seat. We'll taste through the whiskey on the rocks and eat. Bourbon Scotch or a good old Japanese Irish, they will tell you what. So wherever you're feeling, near or far, tune in with us from your home or your car. One bottle, one drink, one pour. That's all you've been looking for.
What we got, Kirk? Who's got the TV on?
Oh, sorry. Here, just a sec. Yeah. My wife's watching. Yeah. Kick her out. Hockey. Supernatural usually does that with football.
Randy just does it with people in the room.
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah. CT, I was going to say that logo from there locally in Columbus looks a lot like Browns from out of Franklin, I think. Let me see if I can get this in the picture. You talk about? Yeah, absolutely. So this is the so when I went to a Christmas event and they gave me everybody else. What's funny about this story is everybody else got a bottle of Whiskey War. So it was at High Bank. So everybody else won like a bottle of bourbon. Yeah. Yeah. So I win a t-shirt out of everybody. Rachel included. Everybody gets a bottle, and then they're like, "Hey, Chris, I think I've got a bottle like that."
I think you do, yeah.
Yeah.
So yours is cross and this one's side by side, yeah.
I win the T-shirt. But what's even more surreal about it is, so this is the Columbus crew.
Was it a small?
That's what they did. Huh?
Was it the T-shirt a small?
No. So
That's
when I won it, it was a medium, and I'm like, "Listen, Dylan, I can't wear a medium. I need an XL." And he's like, "Oh man, I don't know if we have an XL." So he went and found this, gave it to me. But the crazy thing is, my grandson, who was born Monday, his name is Crew.
Oh, congratulations!
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You're a grandpa. You're a grandpa.
Officially at 50.6 years old, a grandpa.
Well, I can
Nice.
tell you in the next 5 years, we can talk about Just for Men.
No. Because I'm going to tell you what, unlike you, when I go gray, I don't give a shit. It's what it is. Like, I lose, if it's gray, I don't care.
You better give
I've
a
been
shit.
told that you earned
CT, you're a celebrity.
Yeah.
Oh.
You have to just keep your hair,
No,
it doesn't.
My hair will be there, but it's going to turn gray. I'm not dumb. My dad's hair is gray. I'm going to be gray. My brother, who's 6 years younger than me, has a ton of gray hair. And I'm like, and his son thinks I color my hair. And I'm like, dude, I don't color my hair. I just cut it. It's not colored. I got gray shit in there. And he's like, but dad's is so much grayer than yours.
I don't color my hair.
Yes, you.
That's because there's no hair.
Wait, I got no hair to color.
We should be clear. The beard counts as hair, brother.
That's right. Yes, it does.
Well, who thinks I color my beard? That's the Walker face. I got the Walker face. It's the Walker face.
For those of you who can't see that, that's the face that I make when Tony's not listening, and Tony always listens when I make that face. Cheers, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers, brother.
Oh.
You know what? I have, so it is surreal to have a grandkid, and my kids are 26, 20, and 18. So for me, but the coolest thing, and if you see the video that I posted, I really had a hard, so if you see the video, it took me 6 times of doing that video because I got choked up every time.
Good for you, brother.
So I was sitting Monday at the hospital in Columbus, and I'm sitting there. I'm not allowed to go up because my daughter's fiance and her mother are up there. I'm not allowed to go up. So I had to sit downstairs from 8 o'clock in the morning throughout the day. She didn't deliver till 6. Oof. At about 1 o'clock, I get a text from High Bank, and it's Amy, and she's like, "Hey, Chris, your bottle is ready whenever you want to come get it, blah, blah, blah." And I'm like, "Hey, I'm in Columbus and I've got to sit here. Plus, once my grandson is born, I got to wait 2 hours to go up." And she says, "Well, okay, well, that's good timing then." So I went and picked up, they had given me this Father's Day bottle that they're doing tomorrow at their release. It's a Whiskey War Double Oak barrel strength. And in the tater sticker is Grandpa. So
nice.
Pretty cool. So that's part of the reason I have this shirt on, is because I was doing a video before we got on of that. But the fact that happened and my grandson's name is Crew is just like, it was just kind of surreal.
Hey, we need to get Whiskey War to sponsor us.
You know what? I can get anything to happen. It's just.
Oh Oh hell!
There's a sponsor.
It's
There's 2 sponsorship spots open. Let's do it.
you know, I got some don't worry, just take it easy.
Anyways,
But
that's a great story. That's for sure. And congrats on being a grandpa.
it's
There's something about holding your grandson, and my first grandson is 11 now, and he was actually, I will tell you, Chris, next time you got to convince her to have a home birth, because my grandson was actually born at my house, and my wife was was assisted as the midwife, because she wasn't a midwife yet. But I remember him being brought to me when he was born, and I was just and holding him, and the bond I had with him. My daughter lived with us at the time, and she lived with us for the first 2 years of his life. And me and him have a bond that he now knows the bond. You know what I mean?
Yep. That was the thing, like that bottle, like the bourbon world being what it is, it's like that bottle now, and again, I don't have it sitting here, but it's whiskey war bottle with the 2 guns on the top, if you've ever seen it. And like now, every June 1st, I'm gonna have a pour of that, and I'll probably have it with his dad, and we'll remember the birth of my very first grandchild. But that's kind of like bourbon does that in so many ways. Like I feel like I have a bottle of Wild Turkey Father and Son that my son and I on Father's Day usually drink that. So it's just crazy how that all comes together.
So CT, because you said that, I want to make one suggestion. When you get down to where you're like maybe in an ounce, I would suggest dedicating a simple bottle for when he turns 21. I would suggest that. It's going to be a long time, but it might survive if you put it back.
Yeah, definitely that would be cool. And
we'll do 3 ounces so that the 3 of you can split the pour.
Yeah.
3 generations, 3 ounces.
Good idea, Wild Turkey Generations. Hey, by then I hope to have some product that I can just give them that I'm like, hey, this is hey, this product.
But you can say to him, we've been waiting for this day. We've saved this, and your dad and I have shared this. Now we share it with you.
Yeah, it's a great point. I like that.
Cool tradition, brother. Congratulations.
Yes, thank you.
What'd y'all think of the podcast tonight?
Oh, it's great. I think Kurt has supplanted me as king of the comments.
Where'd Matt go?
I'm here.
He's around.
Is my mic working? Okay.
It's working.
Yeah. I was there for roots all day. Dude, we drank Rio at River Roots today, and Tom brought out his bottle for me to share with him. I'm like, dude, I was so excited.
It is. You know what the thing is, Matt? I can appreciate that it's Rio month.
Right?
Hey, Matt.
For me, it's Rio month.
Matt, I want to come do a podcast with you at your place, okay? And I want to basically do it on Rio, and I want Roxy to come, and when we start and throughout the whole podcast, we're going to play Duran Duran Rio.
But you know it's going to get shut down if we have like copyrighted music.
Yeah, I don't care. I want to be drinking. Wait, let's do it when we're in New Orleans next time. We'll head to a beach and then we'll basically drink Rio on the beach while we're playing Duran Duran. I mean, that is like my ultimate goal.
That sounds.
So
That sounds like
this. Have y'all done a Cleveland on the Rocks podcast where Tiny, you were a guest primarily?
I've had him on my podcast like 15 times. He never ever invites me to his.
I think we were a guest on his podcast when we went up at us.
On the
I did
first,
my own, and then you guys did yours after.
but
It
we
was
were
St.
there.
Patrick's Day
Yes.
2 years ago, and then 3 years ago.
The first time
So
we saw
trying to
you.
get us to drink that stupid bottle of tequila.
No,
Yeah,
that's when
that's
Matt.
all, with the
Like
Springsteen in it.
that's when Matt was like not Matt. Now he's like. I mean, his evolution. I mean, he is Cleveland on the Rocks. Matt lies in, and he's got it all under control. It's like
Kind of a big deal.
Sometimes.
except when you're
Let me walk around the bus together.
or if you're pocket dialing my ass from Florida.
I did do that. I don't know how that happened. I called Jeff in Florida and I was like, there were so many cool emojis that came up when I texted Jeff that I didn't make. I was like, I had to hit send. And then I sent him a picture of me with 2 butter beers at Harry Potter Land.
And I'm like, is
I don't know.
I'm like, is that you, Shauna? Shauna, you texting me?
I don't know how that happened, but I bet you were doing stuff.
What is that?
Dude, there was so much
Where
stuff
are
in there.
you? Is that a tiny house?
No, this is my haunted house I was telling you about here, Tiny.
What do you
So
mean?
this is my house. It's about 4,000 square feet. It just happens to be I came out in front of it. So I do a lot of my stories from here on the
So that's
historic
the townhouse.
registry. But yeah, this is my house here. So anybody that's been to Chicago and saw the lions out in front of the Art Institute, the guy
Yeah.
that carved those, this is the guy that built this house.
Wow.
So
That's
I just
cool.
wanted to show you guys.
Is he haunting it?
That's awesome.
So all the locals said it's been haunted for years. We bought it because we got it for a song. Some guy shot himself in the basement in it. That doesn't worry me at all,
No.
kind of thing. But I did tell my buddies and friends, I'm like, if I start getting weird at all, let us know and we'll sell this old place. So,
That's a cool
Yeah.
house, man.
I think
Yeah.
that was in
Wait,
there's a
That's-
series a series that house was in. What was it called? Oh shit! Let me think of it. I'll think of it while you guys are talking. But
I would
that
love
house
that.
was-
There's a lot of information on this house or something like that. I've got a bunch of cop friends and I said, hey, I'll just call you up and say if somebody's in my house 3 or 4 times here, it'll be documented, it'll be legal, and then I can call up Nat Geo and have them do a haunted thing. And probably get twice the money for this house.
You don't need to
What
call.
I bought it for.
You don't need to call them. Call us and call me, Carl, Whiskey, and myself. Will and
Go
his
ghost
wife
hunting.
will go
Yeah.
ghost hunt that.
It would be fun. It would be fun. So
She's got all the
I can tell you
equipment.
stories at some point when we're all together about this place.
You need to take Randy Press out there when
Right
he's not
there.
working.
See that right there? That's where I was a couple weeks ago at the Indiana State Sanitarium.
I was watching that and I thought this might be right up your
Oh, it's up my
there a little
alley.
bit.
It's like it's oh god, it's so funny when you start to go and you ghost hunt. It's like it should be scary, but it's not. It's an obsession.
Yeah, no, I think I'm comfortable enough. There's been twice I said in this house out loud, hey, if you can't behave, you need to F and leave. Twice, nobody's here.
Yeah.
But my wife gets a little spooked out once in a while when she's here by herself.
Does she ever hear anything?
Kind of thing. Oh, we do. We hear music a lot. There's a lot of history behind this house. Um, the guy that had it before me, a few years before me, he was running for the Supreme Court. He was trafficking cocaine out of here, so that didn't do him any good. He's in prison now. But the Walterman Airport is named after the people that was mayor that had this house. His son, literally on Second Avenue in front of this house, died in a plane crash. They owned the bar. There's a boat float here, and they were flying up. They were pulling a banner that said "Party at the 307 tonight." Right in front of this house, he actually went up with his uncle installed and died right out in front of the house. There's been about 8 deaths in this house, put it that way. But it's an old house. You know, it was built in the 1904. So a lot of old houses have a lot of history like that. But the very first time we were here, my son, who's a big football player, he ran out of the house quicker than I've ever seen him move. And I said, "What the hell are you doing?" And he said, "I just heard somebody talking in this room I just picked." So it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
So,
Sure.
no,
Beautiful house.
That's not, no,
I'm in. I'm in with CT because I want to see him scream like a girl.
See, I'd like CT to come here and do a party, and he can be our bartender, and I'll see the barbecue out here.
I will bartend there for sure. Like I will absolutely. Those ghosts will love me. They'll.
Yeah,
But
ghosts
they
love
start
you.
going,
No.
I'm leaving.
CT and I'll make steaks with no tomato.
There you go.
Yeah, no tomato, but I'll do some bartending. But holy shit, that's creepy as hell.
What's your flavor? What's your favorite Bloody Mary, CT?
None, because they have tomato juice in them, and that's shit.
How about Clamato? Well, they still have tomato, yeah. Still have tomato.
I'll have mimosas. You like mimosas?
Mimosas? Hell yeah, I'll do mimosa.
Sazeracs?
Sazerac, yep. But when you start adding tomato juice to something, you're just asking for two things: canker sores and issues. Like it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Red beer.
I'll disagree with you there, but that's okay. I respect that.
I disagree with him too because there's no canker sores involved with pizza sauce.
Canker sores.
Yeah, I don't need pizza sauce. I like garlic sauce.
They have lectins. They're bad for you.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Okay, Martha Stewart.
All right. CC, here's the question because I think Tony's making bourbon on the banks. Are you going to make bourbon on the banks this year?
Oh yeah.
All right. So I can't make Bourbon Festival, but I will see you at Bourbon on the Banks.
Okay, so we're gonna rent a house. Are you in?
I'm totally in.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute. Are you in like Carl, or are you in like you're in?
Carl,
I'm in like I got a Twilight ticket, but I will do anything that I can with y'all.
Last year I had a house, okay, rented, and then Carl's like, me and Sheila are coming down, and there's no way I could, so I had to upgrade to the house, okay, and Nash wasn't coming, so me and CT go to Bourbon on the Banks, and Nash shows up, but he doesn't show up for Friday. He shows up for Saturday and Sunday. And Carl's supposed to be there. He don't show up and just screws us out of like, I mean, the house wasn't cheap to go from 4 to 6 people. And it's like,
okay. He couldn't make it. It's all right.
His knee got blown out, and then he was gonna come, and then he wasn't gonna come, and then we got all these bedrooms, and Nash had to sleep on an air mattress in the living room because the bedroom for him and Sheila was, and then they never made it, and they didn't say jack shit. I mean,
So
if you don't make it, you should throw down your money, right? Don't you agree, Kirk?
Yeah.
It's like, yeah.
100%. And I'll shame him on that. I mean, we're all men here, aren't we?
Yeah, no, he didn't. He didn't even say shit.
And people do mistakes. It depends on how long you've been friends with them. And there's always
Yeah.
different things. And I've had good friends that are do some mistakes, over time, and we all make them.
Oh, you're right.
We're
It's not
all
like it ended
vulnerable
our
together.
friendship, but
But if somebody says they're going to be there and they're going to pony up and you go and get a bigger place because of it, then any man worth his salt is going to say, yeah, I couldn't make it. You're the one that says, you know what, you freaking fucked up your leg or whatever. Don't worry about it. We got you, bro.
Right.
But at least it needs to come out of your mouth. But that's just me.
it never came, whatever. And I'm like, cool, but I won't trust you again. I'm not trusting you. I want, that's the thing. And at Walker, if you say you're coming, you're coming.
I'm coming. And so, and I try to be straight with you because we update each other multiple times. I will definitely tell you, and I try to make sure I give you a heads up because that's
Walker's coming because he wants to go to the bar with the Maker's Mark.
yeah. Damn straight I do. You're absolutely right, CT.
Hey,
Are you talking about Dave's place? You want to go to Dave's place?
Listen, last year I asked more out because of that. Let me just tell you, that's a story for another day, Walker. But that particular individual got mad at me because,
Yup, I remember that. Look, Walker's you weren't there.
Walker doesn't have a wife. He doesn't have anybody else living there. You guys need to all get down to his place and go to the real tombstone.
I wanted to hook Walker up. That was the deal. And then the next year she was mad. She's like, you just left me with your friend. I'm like, yeah, that's what you do.
Same girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the same girl that you were thinking of.
Yeah, that was last year.
Fair enough.
Yep.
2 years ago.
Yeah, I think Bourbon on the Banks is better than KBF.
No.
No, this was Bourbon on the Banks.
No. It's different though.
Put it this way. KBF is itself a self-fulfilling entity. But Bourbon on the Banks is one of the best festivals like it, where people come up and they come and set up their, when we were in Galena, me and CT went to Galena. It's like it's like the best whiskey tent festival there is. Where Kentucky Bourbon Festival is beyond a tent festival.
Well, let me couch this because Matt's also been to New Orleans. Matt, I would say that because you've been to both Bourbon Festival in Bardstown and in New Orleans, I would say that it's in between. I would say the after party is equally enjoyable, but it's not already arranged kind of the way that New Orleans is. New Orleans is kind of already laid out for you. I would say that Bourbon on the Banks is what you make of it after the day.
Put it this way. Bourbon on the Banks is similar to the actual condensed festival. Actually, from the festival of the whiskey part of it, Matt, Bourbon on the Banks has more to offer. But as far as food, after party, New Orleans is better. There was no Bourbon on the Banks doesn't have a 34 whiskey tasting before it. 34. I mean,
but I'll tell you,
I invited to a couple private bourbon tastings from a bunch of groups down there. I was like, dude, we should go here. And they're like, no. I'm like, yes.
What I would say with Bourbon on the Banks is it's smaller, it's more intimate in a way.
I love Bourbon on the Banks, and we're a part of Bourbon on the Banks. From Kentucky Bourbon Festival, we do the podcasting, and we're podcasters, and we sometimes are part of it, and then other parts that were just the media. And then, but at Bourbon on the Banks, we are there. Like, we have a tent, we've got stuff, we offer our stuff. And then New Orleans, we just cover it. You know what I mean? Whereas,
New Orleans with the black.
oh, New Orleans was fantastic. Matt, I will say, thanks for taking care of me.
I got you.
I mean,
I got
how
you. And I
many
told
times?
you,
How many times do you
black.
get to piss on a garbage can next to the pole that is Caesar's Palace?
I didn't do that. You did. And then every time we were there and you could see the camera go over there, I'm like, hey, Jeff, that's the building you watered last night.
That's better in the corner by a slot machine.
Right?
Yeah,
You guys want to hear something really cool that I learned from my buddies at River Reach today?
Yeah.
sure.
They have a booth at Kentucky Bourbon Festival.
Good. Very
They
good.
told me today that we're still alive, right?
Wait,
Fine.
wait.
So,
How's that possible?
well, I can get on. Well, we won't do that here, but I can tell you how. And we're having dinner with them down there. Well, at least I will. You guys will come with us and have some fun. I want to interview them somewhere, so we're gonna do some stuff. I
Where?
also am able. I'm allowed to do all their opening day videos, their 7 day prior to their new building opening, all of their new drink reels, and everything that they'll be doing down here downtown.
Congratulations to be a part of River Root.
I'm gonna try and make sure that
I'm super hyped.
in 27, I want to try to get together with you guys if we
Well,
get together somewhere.
Put it this way:
Um,
in 27, if you come to Kentucky Bourbon Festival, we'll tell you the schedule. But the Wednesday before it opens, which is Thursday night,
the bus,
we do the bus, and you have a spot reserved.
dude. I'll probably. When is that?
What is your
next
wife's
year?
name?
What dates?
What's your wife's name, Kirk?
Sue.
Sue. Yeah, is she going to come
Yep.
with you?
She may.
Yeah, she
Or
should.
one of my sons. She's been writing prescriptions for 30 years now.
Does
It might be nice to
Does
have
she
her.
like?
She's an ER trauma gal.
My wife's a midwife, so they'll get along.
They should get along just fine.
Yeah.
She may, if not, I've got, a couple of my sons are getting into this too. Rob may be back here in California in November. He's definitely my bourbon dude. He likes the stuff. So is my youngest here at this point too. But there's so many spots. But I need to get together with you guys because I'm starting my annual kickoff festival in my community for my whole state here next August. So I've already rented the place. I'm already permitting. I've got COPS as a nonprofit that will help build momentum in my state
2027,
here.
August of 2027. Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds.
Yep. And that'll be on the 8th. If you guys ever made it here, you would stay at my house. I'd pick you up.
That would
Any
be
of you
that
guys.
would be
That's
the
always
time
a
that we
standing
would
offer.
come. We would come. We'll come.
Yep.
Me and my wife
what dates
love
in August?
Montana. We love
Yeah.
it. We love
would
it.
probably make a thing out of if you're here for a few days. I might take a few days off and we'll float the Yellowstone lazy type and get you up to Red Lodge and go up to
So
Beartooth
Red
Pass.
Lodge,
We can
Red
rent
Lodge scares.
motorcycles. We can do
So
whatever.
so I've told you this, I think.
Yeah.
So I had a timeshare.
You went in through Cook City.
My parents have a timeshare, and I took it over. It was because they eventually moved to San Diego. They had Lawrence Welk Village for 2 weeks. So I took over one of the weeks for them. And it was like
cool.
anywhere you wanted to go, you could swap out because that was the primo thing. And they lived in San Diego. So if I went to San Diego, why the hell would I go to Lawrence Welk when I could just go to their house? Right? So I had it and I swapped. So there was one year, there was the two things, Red Lodge and Big Sky. And every single day I went on the this had to be 2000 and it's got to be no, it was 1999.
Yeah, Red Lodge is 35 miles from me. They play football, basketball against us, all that stuff.
But how do they play it at that altitude?
We do. You know what's
So-
crazy too? So my
Practice.
last boy was a East West Shrine kid and all state, both sides of the ball. We played for state. It really sucks to drive 1,000 miles round trip to get your ass kicked. And I'm in the central part of Montana. So we do a lot of travel in here, but the altitude, it actually helps us when we get
For
on
other
other teams. So
people?
like the Montana State Bobcats, when we played for the national championship FCS level, I get it. It's not the
Yeah.
same as Ohio and where your guys are at, but the altitude definitely helps because of the oxygen.
All I
And
can
it
say,
doesn't matter if you're in good shape, bad shape. Anybody can have altitude sickness. Anybody can.
all I can say is I was sitting there in front of the computer every single day trying to get red sky or
Big Sky,
big sky or red
Red Lodge.
Red Lodge. Those were the two
Yeah.
primo, Yellowstone
Entrances to the
right,
park.
right.
Yeah,
And
for
I got
sure.
and
For
one
sure.
day all of a sudden it opened up and I got Big Sky. That was the most
Yeah, Red Lodge is actually Red Lodge, whether you're on the ski mountain in the summer for the Harleys or whatever,
the ski
it's
mountain.
literally like stepping back into 1980.
It's yeah, but at the same time, it's like at the top of the so we got Big Sky. So
Yep.
so when we drove there, we went to the southwest entrance
Entrance.
and we drove in on the south. So we hit Cody, Colorado, and
That's
then
an
we
east entrance. So you go through Cody, that's
right,
an
but we
east
went we hit
entrance.
Cody,
South
we
is either
drove from
Gardner
to
or West
Wisconsin to
Yellowstone.
Cody, but then we decided
Yep.
to go into the southwest entrance.
Okay. Yep.
And we went in and they're like, it's June 10th. They're like, chains are recommended. I'm like, what the fuck? And it's snowing, and we're going through this glacier of 6 feet of snow, and we go through and we drive through the whole park, and then we go out the west. It was the west entrance and go to Big Sky. So
Yep.
while we're driving to
Yep.
Big Sky, there's a 6-inch snowstorm going on as we go up the mountain. So that was on like Saturday. We check in on Saturday night. Sunday mornings, Monday we go into town and we do all our things. So we had this whole kind of like winter, spring, summer whole thing going on, and then we leave. And when we left out the north entrance. And we go.
Yeah, West Yellowstone, probably from Big Sky. You went through West Yellowstone down into Bozeman.
Oh, we did the whole thing. We saw a mountain lion. We did this horseback riding thing, which the kids didn't do, but we did this like steak dinner and a mountain lion because it was June. It was just the opening of the park. A mountain lion basically was running the range there in the and
I'll
they
tell you, if you
knew
guys
it.
ever
They
before you
delayed
get
us. They delayed us. It attacked the fucking people on their horses. We were on a stagecoach, modern stagecoach. We saw the whole thing. My wife's like, "That's a fucking mountain lion." It's just like it was one of the greatest experience. But when we left out the north entrance and we hit Red Lodge, I mean, you come up on Red Lodge at the top of the ski, and
Yes.
you're like you go through like another world of the Rockies, right? Where you can stop
and it's
off
kind of
and you can
interesting. So you hit it right, Tiny. How many times were you driving through there and swore that the river alongside the highway was going uphill?
yeah, and you're just exactly. And then
Yeah.
when my wife who suffers from altitude sickness, we get there and we look down the ski mountain and it's like there's Red Lodge at the bottom. And we're like, what the fuck? I'm so glad I got Big Sky because my wife would have said,
Yeah.
It's 60 miles.
Oh, did you guys go up on the top then, Tiny, on that gondola?
Oh,
And
yeah.
then you saw Sphinx Mountain, and you saw the whole, and it's snow up there
Oh
freaking
my God.
all year round.
We hit
Yeah.
top of the world, Wyoming. I think that was, and it was snowing on
Yeah.
June 17th. It's just like,
Yeah. There's probably
Walker, is that in the dark?
Harley guys stranded in there. I've actually been up in the park where it's snowed 4 feet in July.
You gotta move it up, bro.
I believe it.
Straight bourbon. Okay.
I've never heard of that one.
This is a single barrel. Tiny knows what the CT would have too, but CT was off earlier. So this is the Fort Knox bottle that I gave CT and Tiny for Christmas one year.
Ooh.
I have it.
So it has gold flakes on it.
Oh.
That's
Yeah.
Noble Oak, right?
It is not. This is the single barrel straight bourbon whiskey.
You pulled
You have to
that,
spend
you
quite a bit
pulled
of
that to me the night you
Fort
met
Knox first.
Christy, right, Walker? You
That's
we
right.
were at Buzzard Roost, and then she hung out, and then you guys hung out at the Brown.
So, but I had this before because this was one of your Christmas presents. I had this before I met Christy and before we went to Buzzard's Roost that time.
Okay.
That was in
Walker,
your
is that
Christmas
signed, or is it
presents.
just something on the you signed, isn't it?
Yes, it is. This is
kept
signed
looking
by
at it,
one of
like,
the distillers.
okay.
All right.
I just fresh cracked it, but I haven't had it in like a year.
That's super dope. I like
So
Buzzard Roost, man. I like their cigar type. I like their double up. They got the
Yeah.
stuff on it.
That
Holy
single barrel was
shit.
about an $8 single barrel. And it's worth every
Okay.
penny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Hockey
yeah.
game's tied at 2.
Who is it?
4 minutes left. The
Overtime.
Vegas Knights and the Hurricanes are
Yep.
playing for the
North
Stanley Cup.
Carolina and Vegas. Who are you cheering for?
Vegas for me.
Really?
Vegas. We've
You
got
went
some
for Vegas?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
How-
When you know a couple of the parents or something like that, you spend some time with them in northern Minnesota and Canada, you just kind of get sucked into that kind of thing. But yeah, Cleveland, your freaking bar is off the hook, bud.
Oh,
That
dude.
your bar is so dark, and that freaking quartz, is that quartz?
No,
Your bar top?
it's just
Huh?
one of those overlays over like a fretboard.
Oh, boy, it contrasts really well. So I'm digging it. And are you still doing your Weller thing tomorrow?
It's on the 12th. It's next week.
Okay, that's good then.
Because
I've got
tomorrow.
state.
Go ahead.
I've got state high school trap shooting. I've got to get to Great Falls tomorrow as a coach.
Gotcha.
So I was
Yeah.
like,
Yes.
trying to pick
Going
up.
out to Pittsburgh to go to the Morgan Wallen concert tomorrow, so I'll be going. Like that's why I figured next week when I get back. I just got back from Florida yesterday, so I'll do my.
Oh
work
yeah,
next week.
vacay.
I haven't even cut my video for Monday yet.
Oh, his vacay was insane. His vacation was insane. I was just
Did
kept
you
getting
have it
update
online
after
and stuff or
update.
what?
That's crazy.
I figured I would shoot pictures of the kids doing stuff, and that's going through like 6 to 8 times a day. That way, you see all the places I was at, and then we hit this place called the Whiskey Ear, which was super dope. And then we hit this voodoo place that was a New Orleans restaurant with beignets. It was
I've
fantastic.
heard of that one. Yeah, I've heard
I
of
had
that one.
Russell's 15 and a beignet go together. Like I'm telling you, like peanut butter and jelly, bro. So good.
How much?
So good.
How much?
It was $22. $22
Okay.
per portion.
Damn. That's pretty good.
That was in our chat. I sent you guys the picture of the menu, and it had the Weller flight for 110.
I would.
And,
you should have hit
Gunner was
that
going
Pappy.
for that, so.
That Pappy flight. You should have hit for 110.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you would have seen how much you spent at the whiskey bar before that and all this, I was like, okay, it's probably a good idea that I don't. So, you have to see the whole circle of everything. That's
Yeah,
going
but
on
I
in the
will
day,
tell you this, Matt, that you learned a lesson. Don't be hitting the whiskey bar before the Pappy 110 flight. It's so hard.
I would have never knew that was even a thing, though.
But now you
I know
do.
they had that until we got there.
But now you do.
Yeah, we're all learning that because Matt was kind to us, and I'm going to try to continue to get Matt some stuff at no charge because he sat there and poured us like Angels Envy cast strength one weekend, and yeah, I still owe him for that because that was seriously some good stuff. I didn't know what he was doing. He was doing
I
stuff.
was doing stuff. That was a lot of stuff.
I paid him
There's a lot
back
of
in
stuff
New
that night.
Orleans, but I will pay him back every single time. That's for sure. So you got to come
Yeah,
down,
absolutely.
Matt, and
Absolutely.
hit Allegro with me.
In a what?
Allegro.
Oh, that's where Mike's at now.
Mike's
just put that-
Mike's
yeah.
new bar. Yeah. Me and Roxy been there 3 times.
So is he only there, or is he there and he's still at what's it called?
He's still at the basement on Sunday nights, but he is only there. He's not at Gervasi anymore.
Oh, okay. Do they have some
Gervasi,
good barrel aged beers?
what?
They have any barrel aged beers there? 'Cause
They have-
every time we go down, he tries to get barrel aged beers.
He's got everything, Matt. He's got you
That's
covered.
cool, Liza. That's cool. You're diverse. You're diversified, bro.
No, Liza,
I try a lot of
it's
stuff.
called Cleveland on the Rocks. If it's alcohol, he drinks it. It doesn't matter what the hell it is.
Well,
Dude,
guys
you
stick
never
with the
missed
vodka
your
and
intro. Your intro is fucking spot on 95% of the time, unless you're trying to do something else. It's like Cleveland on the Rocks. And then I've replayed that. So if you go to your next thumbnail, your next thumbnail, your next thumbnail, you can go through 85 of them and they're all exactly the same, which is really hard to fucking do. Yeah, so I'm learning a bunch off of all you guys here for sure. And I appreciate every single one of you. And I look forward to these Tuesday and Thursday nights kind of thing.
All
Both the kids are out of the house, and this happens to be a couple of nights a week that I don't have anything going on. So touche on hitting it up just right, Tiny, for sure. I don't know how I'm going to wrap my YouTube channel around yours, but I'm going to. That whole people don't quite 100% get it yet. I think as some of these channels fall off, this whole unfiltered, it's really saying something. It really is. At least I hope it is for a lot of people. The young kids like eye candy or something like that. But us older guys that are passionate about bourbons and whiskey and the historical significance of it, stuff like that like this. I have tried to find a reason to believe more than once. I'm still here, bro. That's me being real. Cleveland, that's me being real, But I get drawn in. I get drawn in because I respect what you're doing, Tiny. You and Cleveland, CT, Walker, John. I mean, there's just a really cool cohesion there that not everybody's doing. I do watch SLB and Kurt a little bit. We go back and forth some, and they're decent guys, but it's not the same. Jason at Mash and Drum, I converse with him a little bit, but it's still not the same. I know who's
He's like, I'm like the shoe you wear when you get up in the morning. And Jason at Mash and Drum are the shoes you polish that you wear when you go out to look
with
fancy.
the freaking Rolex, with the other shit, until
Yeah.
you find out he's a Knicks fan and loses his shit. But anyway, he's a real deal too. But
why does he lose his shit with the Knicks fans? They've not lost.
He's a Knicks fan.
Yeah, he's a Knicks fan, and they haven't lost since the first 2 games of the playoffs.
Yeah, because he's a Knicks fan, and they have to find a reason to fail all the time, right? So
they're not
it's
failing
probably like
this
being
year.
a Cleveland Browns fan. It's probably like being a Minnesota Vikings fan. The same shit.
I'm all for what the hell you said. Also, Bears fans, because John's
Bears,
not.
oh yes.
Yeah, Bears fans. After last year, somehow we lose Micah Parsons and then never win again. Okay, and somehow that their miracle wins when we had Parsons, we beat them. And then they have 2 miracle wins in overtime or whatever. What the fuck? And somehow
The black and blue division.
after
anything can happen
beating
in the
them
NFC North.
after beating them 10 straight times in 5 straight years, it's like then we split, and last year we split and they beat us in the playoffs. Somehow we're back to being, we screw our sisters and we're just incestual, whatever. And they like act like the last 5 years didn't exist. Bear fans are the worst. And then the best thing best thing that's going to happen to them is that fucking bastard Pritzker is going to let them move to goddamn Indiana. What the shit? It's going to be, and then I'm like, you guys, it's going to be called the Chicago Bears.
Chicago Vikings.
They're going to be the Chicago Bears, but Indiana is literally going to freaking own you. If you're owned by Indiana, you got no game whatsoever.
I would love to, talking about Cleveland here, another couple of games I'd love to get to would be Cleveland Browns game, because that's some realist freaking football.
Well, I could have made it happen up until this year when my cousin's just like, I ain't doing this shit no more. I mean, Matt has a stadium that they broke ground and they're starting to build right down his street. So his house goes from like 160,000 to like 550,000. He's going to be moving soon. There's no doubt. Matt will
build a couple of sheds in the back, Cleveland, and VRBO that shit.
But at the same time, nobody's going to buy a damn ticket. They like even traded their best freaking player this year. They got no quarterback.
No one will be able to afford to buy a ticket, so it's a different whole aspect.
Dude, it's not just about the team playing for me. I played football. I've got kids.
Why would you want to pay the money they want to charge you when you can't produce a team? The team has sucked for the last.
I would love to see their tailgate. I would love to see these rabid dogs doing their thing, even if they're losing, because that's a lot of fun. That's almost solid ground over there as far as football goes, out of Ohio, Canton, Ohio, all that stuff. But I get it. It's still tiny. It's still not the Packers. I mean, the Packers. I'm a fan of respect for the Packers.
Lambeau is hallowed ground, right? It's like every year
in there
with Randy.
It is.
I just like I go there and I respect what's going on. It doesn't matter where
you go into Lambeau and you're like, okay, this is supposed to be what, 63,000 people? Freaking bullshit. There's freaking 85,000 people in here because there's 2 other people in my fucking seat. Yeah. But anyway,
that's a lot of fun. Anybody want to come over and have an old fashioned? Because I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 left.
If I was within 20 miles of you, I would. You got a barrel?
Yeah. He does have a barrel.
Or in the barrel? Do you got a barrel for old fashions?
No.
Yeah, but by now they're all watered down. They've been sitting there with ice in your bowl.
Yeah, they're going to be. But isn't a really
good bottle, infinity bottle, and serve it to your buddies over the weekend with ice?
Yeah. You might as well pour them all into a bottle and then add some whiskey into it and put a couple bitters in it and make it better. And then
I'll do that tomorrow afternoon.
What? They'll be all water by then.
Yeah, it will. It'll be perfect.
You might be like me then tomorrow.
Wait.
Leave it to
Walker's offering the ultimate solution. Pour them all into one and then pour half the bottle of the Buzzard Roosts to revitalize it.
Yeah. So I was just trying to say, if you poured it was still good.
What's that?
I hope that bottle that you pulled out, if you poured it, was still good. If you didn't pour it, you feel compelled. Yeah.
It was still good. That's the only pour I had tonight.
Did you actually like it?
I gave Tiny 3 Christmas gifts the first night that we met. This was one of them.
Yeah.
And then he had a foolproof, a single barrel foolproof 1792, and I believe you had a hidden barrel, or excuse me, a hand barrel,
Hand barrel.
veterans. Yeah, from Bardstown Bourbon Company. And
Yeah, I
Rick
had that
Smith.
hand barrel. Oh, Matt.
I believe that was my 3 Christmas gifts to Tiny.
Hey, Kirk.
And now, Kirk, you know
You just
what I did for Tiny
You just
before all the stuff.
Oh, that night was crazy. So the
Yeah.
first time me and Nash met, he came up here and stayed up here with his girlfriend, who's now his wife, and she's like, "Do you know this guy?" And he's like, "I know him, but I've never met him." And the same thing with Walker. Walker was staying at the Brown Hotel. He's like, "Just come down and whatever." So I came down, met him at the Brown Hotel. Were we at we met actually, was it at
Buzzard's Roost?
Yes, but did we that wasn't the time when we went to see Alan at
It was
Old
not.
Homestead.
That was about 6 months later, I believe.
Yeah. But
Actually,
Walker,
only like 9 months later.
so I was where was I, Walker? Where was I before I met you at Buzzard's Roost?
Okay. So we met at Buzzard's Roost. You had to go eat. You needed to go meet Randy Press and eat pizza after that. You were,
but
I want to say you were coming south. I want to say you were in Cincinnati at Revival, or you were at some other place coming south.
Yeah. I can't remember, but all I remember is when I met you. No, I was at Old Carter with Christy and
You were at Old
Mark.
Carter with Christy and Mark. Yeah.
And then
These were the
Christy.
These were the other 2 that I gifted her that night. Actually, the next day. I'm sorry, when we were in our cars the next day. I had 15 bourbons on the bar that night. They were on a little chest of drawers. And then he brought some Old Taylor, which was phenomenal.
Oh,
and like 2 other things.
That bottle's amazing. It's right up there.
Yeah.
But I will tell you, now I remember I was at Whiskey Thief. And I was there. And then I met, after Whiskey Thief, I met you and Christy at Buzzard Roost. And then I had to leave.
And Whiskey Thief was in Frankfurt. They didn't have a tasting room yet.
Right.
In Louisville.
And then I had to leave. And I had to go meet Randy and Kate. And then I met you.
Pizza.
And then I met you both back at the Brown.
That's right. That's right.
So that's my only taste in my lifetime. Where'd you go, Walker?
I just checked my camera off.
That's my only taste of Rock Hill Farms. Walker bought me a pour of Rock Hill Farms from the Brown, and then we go upstairs, and we're sharing a room, and he's got a king size bed, but whatever. And this is the first time I've met Walker personally in person. We've met many times. So
that's cool.
So I don't give a shit. It's bourbon. People are, I mean, Walker's, so we're talking military stuff, and Walker pulls out the President's Club. Right, Walker?
It was a different time, Tommy. We didn't do it I hadn't won it yet. That was about a year later.
No.
I had 15 bourbons on the bar.
No. You had the President's Club that night, not the President's Club, but I got to taste it that night. You had one.
No, sir, because I hadn't won it yet. That was the bourbon festival that year, or the year after we met.
Are you sure?
That was at, not the Trail Hotel. What's that other boutique hotel that we stayed at in Barstown? The Bourbon?
That would be called
Hotel. What is
that's called the Bourbon.
the Bourbon Inn?
Yep, the
That's
Bourbon
where
Inn.
we had that the first time.
Yeah.
Then we went to Old Homestead in Indiana and we had it the second night. The next night. We had it, you and I had it for 3 nights straight.
Oh God, that was good.
Yeah, that was some good stuff. You shared some Old Taylor with me from something that either you got or the Nat.
No, that
you.
old Taylor Rachel gave me for my birthday.
Oh yeah, for sure.
She gave me that for my birthday from Revival, and I shared you guys know I share the shit out of everything. The bus tour, Matt, is going to be fucking phenomenal. I can't believe.
Oh yes, I can't wait.
So
I'll bring it
just
up.
tell Andrew and Steve to put their $150 down payment down, because I've already booked it and paid the but I've got, and now I'm on the hunt for the pours. But it's a 57 person bus with 24 people on, and this is going to be wild.
I'm just kind of sad that Walker's not going to be my seatmate this year. I'm just saying, like, I miss
sorry,
him.
But this year with the one bus, it's one bus with a lot of room. And then Roger Bricato's he doesn't have to drive the bus. He's our teammate.
You're going with us?
No, he's not going to be driving. He's going to be our guide. And when he's a guide, he is bomb ass on task. So it's basically Four Roses, Whiskey Thief, Buffalo Trace. I'm going to contact Harlan. CT is going to get Freddie, and I've reached out to Brent Elliott. And then Whiskey Thief, Walter's coming on the thing. He's already in, and he's going to basically have lunch and a big huge tasting in the Rick House.
At lunchtime?
Awesome.
Love it.
Okay, so I have to say this, Kirk. If you ever go to Tiny's house, when you go to Tiny's house, you need to have some of the Pendennis Club bourbon. He's not going through it that fast. He could if he wanted to, but you need to have some of the Pendennis Club bourbon from Walter.
The Pendennis Club is
if I show up at Tiny's house, I need you guys all on the podcast with me to make sure that I'm being treated with the good stuff, Tiny. Sorry, buddy. Sorry.
That stuff is beyond good stuff. Like that
Really?
stuff is stuff that other people in the whiskey community can't have if they don't belong to it.
You know, it's so interesting to me, the guys that do some blending at home and in some of these smaller places or whatever.
Yeah,
Boy, it beats the fuck out of a lot of $500 bottles. I'll tell you, or $300 or $200 bottles. It's just crazy.
okay.
You know,
I mean,
Let's see what is a $500 or a $300 bottle. What
none of
makes
them.
it? What makes it is exclusivity. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just
Yeah.
exclusivity. It's not taste. It's
Yeah.
just like there's no such thing. If you take Jim Beam, which is a damn good bourbon, I'll just right off the shelf. Okay,
Started on Jim Beam at 17 and worked my way up. Love it. Keep going.
but there's no bourbon on the planet that's $20 better. That's it. That's where I will tell you straight up. If I was to I've tasted the best stuff, and I've tasted the Jim Beam. It's a $20 difference. But what makes it more than that is there's only this much. And if you only have this much and it's $20 better, that's a $300, $400, $500,000 thing. I mean, for God's sakes, the Centennial. I'll pour this right here. This Pendennis Club. It's not. This is the first one. It's not. This is 2024, not 2025.
And that's the problem is these guys pay for it on a secondary or something like that, and they pay upwards, or they go into a bar and pay upwards. They just literally, it's like lobster guys. They set the market.
Now, I know
The
some
market comes
It's
down
good.
from there.
It's good.
but
It's
I'm just
great.
gonna tell you right now,
Capitalism at its finest, but I'm always a double-edged sword guy kind of dude because I love history and stuff, but I am a firm believer that all this bourbon and stuff, and Pappy would have told you the same effing thing. It's inclusionary, not exclusionary.
Yes,
And
but Pappy delivers fantastic dessert bourbon. When you drink a Pappy and it's 15 years and all it tastes like is caramel, and you can't have it all the time because
you know as well as I do as a bourbon or whiskey guy when you're tasting that and all of a sudden you don't ever want to use the word smooth, but all of a sudden smooth just comes into your mind.
so
Like,
I've,
what the
I've
fuck?
trained
Just-
myself
100%
to switch from smooth to easy. Just go
Yep.
easy.
I noticed it
And
several times tonight.
people like easy.
Yeah. But this is
People
what I
do
was
like
saying.
easy. Even those guys that are paying, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $6,000, $7,000 for a bottle. You get into some of them sometime. You're like, you taste this, like, okay, that hit the palate really nice. Oh, that's viscous and it's all warm.
Yeah, but is
Fuzziness
it
gone.
really $7,000 or 6,000, $980 better than Jim Beam? That's not.
No, I
Yeah.
won't bring up any names here, whatever, as far as different distilleries and producers, but I was at a birthday party where 7 real whiskey and bourbon guys were at that have, and 3 of them have bigger collections than I have. And we were down in a basement bar in Bozeman that serves some of the best buffalo ribeyes that you can ever eat. You can eat frickin' black bear, tallow bakery shit.